either, and I know Mace goes to every game.
Mace has been at every game that we've been at, and he's
didn't
never
know
once come
that
by.
you broadcasted live right
once
outside.
Come by.
Yeah,
that's why they're miscreants. But I called Kaplan a has-been on the air yesterday. I felt bad. I went too far.
Did you apologize?
No, but you know what happens when I get all ramped up.
I do.
But you said you felt bad, so that means you technically apologize right now.
Well, I was training DeAndre Hawkins, the new producer on the board on the Wheels of Steel.
And how did calling Cap a has-been help DeAndre learn the board?
I think, again, Jorge has seen me back in the old morning show days at my best, or it could be thought of as my worst. And it's good learning. It's good learning. But more importantly today, it begins the 12 days of 710.
Yeah.
Which means we've got fabulous prizes to do and give away during the season of winning here on 710 ESPN. All you got to do is listen for Michelle Smallman, our morning show host, to be caller number 7. She's going to tell you the cue to call. Then be caller number 7. Bam! You get to pick one of 6 holiday boxes in the 710 studio. Will it be Travis's box? Sliwa's box? I'm not going to be able to get through this for 12 days if you snicker every time.
Whose box do you want? There's so many to choose from.
Mace's box, Ireland's box, Sedano's box, or the wild card Cappy's box.
Ooh.
It's a good option.
You open up the box, what could be in there? Could be nothing. Could be something.
Nothing.
You never know.
The Grinch get a hold of one of the boxes.
I hate when that
Are the
happens.
boxes different sizes?
Oh, come on now.
Emily's not helping. You're not helping.
Yeah. I'm just curious to paint the picture in the mind of our viewers.
The 12 days of 710 now begin. I guess that goes through December 20th, this holiday season. I love this song. Gets me every year.
You going tonight?
To see Mariah Carey?
Is she performing?
Halftime.
No, I will be pressing the flesh of Lakers basketball.
All right.
It's the in-season tournament quarterfinals, Slee. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Win or go home.
That's right.
The court will be gold, and it'll be shining.
Gold. Yeah.
Did you know that?
Did you catch? I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to set it up anyways. 2 quarterfinal games yesterday. I'm going to assume you did not catch.
By the way, Carlos Saisu
either one of the
walking in,
games.
our social media manager, looking beautiful in that
Yeah, he's got
Sunday
a very
swagger
nice shirt.
blazing.
Very
That's
nice
the
shirt right
blazing.
there.
Blazing hip-hop and R&B.
You didn't.
I know Tyrese Halliburton had a triple-double.
Okay.
I
There
know
you go.
that.
There
I
it
know
is.
that's one of, I think he gets one nationally televised game every 6
4
seasons.
years.
And last night was his night, and he took advantage of it. He got a triple-double.
So
See,
if they win tonight,
I know the NBA.
what happens next? They play Thursday, right?
Thursday in Vegas.
Thursday in Vegas. And
Yeah,
then
so-
if they win that, they play Saturday in Vegas.
Saturday in Vegas.
And if they win the Cup,
If they win the cup, then the parade
that means Saturday night I'm going to have promos ready.
is
Yeah.
on Sunday.
The Lakers are your in-season tournament champions. Is that what they're being called?
In-season
Or
tournament
cup
champions.
winners.
Okay. if
Should I
they-
get a T-shirt commemorating it? The in-season tournament champions you
No,
do for
no, just
NBA champions?
don't even do it. Just say in-season tournament Group C.
Right, yes. Group C, #1 qualifier.
Yes.
The Lakers
Plus
have won
minus.
17 titles, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a lot.
It's a lot of championships.
And every time we go down to the training facility, you can look up to Jeannie's office. You see all the Larry O'Brien trophies in the window there. It's pretty,
and then the greatest
pretty
players
impressive
to
spot.
ever play the game on the left and the right. Yep.
Chamberlain, Abdul-Jabbar,
What are we looking at,
Johnson,
Slee?
Kobe, all of these
Just want
things.
to see if this is this a predicament or this
No,
is
I
not.
think we're fine.
Okay.
Where do you put the in-season
You're not
tournament
paying
trophy?
attention. You're like Sedano, just not paying attention.
No, I don't think you remember. Travis only lets one person
I know,
in.
but we're in the first segment of the show. Your eyes are wandering to the lobby.
We're fine.
This is why I get upset.
I'm paying attention. Go, please
He
continue.
was criticizing you for not paying attention and hijacked the segment. Just so we're all clear.
It's a
on what's
live
going-
imaging Tuesday. It's my segment, especially the first one.
The first, yeah, I
The
guess
first
that's
one is where he
supposed to
really has to put
be.
his
He
real
plants his
state
flag.
in.
He plants his flag in that first segment and says, "I'm here. It's a Tuesday.
Taxes have been
in case
paid.
Anybody has
Plants
forgotten.
his flag in the
I don't-
box.
I don't even remember what the topic was. Emily, please. Come
It's
on.
a Lakers
What?
in-season tournament.
I'm gonna need you to be the voice of reason for today. We can't.
I
we
am.
can't have
I am
two.
also distracted by something that we could talk about in the next segment, but I am completely distracted by this outfit.
Tell me right
choice.
now.
Okay, so Aaron Rodgers is live in studio for the Pat McAfee Show in ESPN at the Seaport Studios. He has chosen to wear skinny jeans on air on
He can't
ESPN
win. There's
to
nothing he
I
can
guess,
do. There's nothing he can
accentuate
win.
his calf. I guess. Oh, my Achilles is so strong. I'm wearing my skinny jeans with this. Skinny jeans are so out. I'm just baffled by this choice.
I don't want to interrupt. Keep going. I want to.
Also,
No, that's it.
I would add to paint the picture. I like the McAfee bit with the tank top and the watch.
Yeah.
When he's standing in his studio in Indianapolis, him sitting at that seat in the Seaport, it just looks weird.
They couldn't get him
Yeah, it does
a
look
lavalier mic to get onto his tank top, and so he's holding a mic.
He's holding a mic, and it's just strange.
He was talking about that on Stephen A. this morning.
First Take.
Thank you. First Take.
First Take.
The lav mic won't go on his tank top. It doesn't stay where they want it to stay, so he's got to do the stick mic.
He
That's
had
why
some
he's
scorched earth comments on that.
Well, he was
bit.
dropping some 7-letter words that you don't typically hear on ESPN. He had a
On
morning.
First Take?
We
During
love
First
our
Take?
teammate, Pat McAfee.
He was on YouTube.
It was not on YouTube. It was on ESPN. It was.
You should get him on your YouTube podcast, Hoops Talk with Alan Sliwa.
I should. I don't know
Think
if he'll
he'd come on?
I don't think he'll offer any basketball.
He might
a
know
lot
some
of
basketball.
When was the last time
insight
you guys
there.
wore skinny jeans?
Never.
Never? Okay, great.
Well, not on purpose. If over time, we got a
Skinny
little.
jeans are so out, man. And you're what is he, 42, 45?
Rodgers?
Yeah.
40?
Those are really skinny. I mean,
Yeah.
you could see everything.
I don't know, guys. I'm just, again, maybe
Okay,
I'm just a hater.
This is my question. If it was any other player other than Russell Wilson,
If Matthew
'cause I
Stafford was putting on skinny jeans on ESPN, I would also see the same thing.
I think you wouldn't be watching it as close and look for something to point at.
I don't think Matthew Stafford would wear skinny jeans. I think
if Travis Kelce was up there right now, would you be saying, "I can't believe this dude? Look at this guy"?
I
He's
would,
got skinny
honestly,
jeans on."
if he had skinny jeans, I would also comment on that.
Okay.
I think it's the skinny jeans of it all, and then it adds to it that it's
this is probably
Aaron
a stupid
Rodgers.
question. What defines the skinny? It's tight.
It means that
Look at it.
it's tapered
you
very
can't-
close to
super
the end.
tight, but
It's
Makes
like
your
Walker
thighs
Bueller,
look-
like when he's
means-
pitching.
Yeah, Walker
It's
Bueller.
at
Walker
the
Bueller.
calf. If it's so tight on the calf,
then I have worn skinny jeans because my calves are abnormally large and they get a little tight
If
around
you
the
can't
calf.
button
the
it around the
ankle.
waist, then yes.
Yeah, no, that's just being overweight. I don't know if that's skinny jeans.
Makes
Yeah.
your
Like, if it's
thighs look
just-
like sausages.
Okay, if it's just the calf portion, then I think I have skinny
the
jeans
calf
on right
and the
now.
ankle. Okay,
I don't have ankles.
if it's tight at the ankle, that's the skinny jean. And nobody over
You're all calf.
any
I got a
age
lot of
should
kids.
wear skinny jeans. This guy.
Some guy said that to me last time I played golf a few weeks ago. He's like, "Hey, has anybody ever told you that your calves are like really abnormally large?"
What did he say after that? Did he say, "Hey, do you want to get a candy bar"?
No, he didn't. It was. I said I haven't heard it put quite like that from a total stranger like you, but
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard it before.
Hey there, big calves.
Yeah, I have been told
kinda
that.
like that.
That's what you should have said.
I kind of. I have
Came at
got
him.
it mentioned, but never from a total stranger.
What are you trying to
That was
say?
a good one. Was that the?
We used to play that every top of the hour. Can you imagine? Herbert
no,
from Family Guy.
Herbert. That's the name I was looking for.
What was that Keys headline? Which we also had to write, and then he would butcher it.
That's the one.
I think we had to cut out the. I think they actually asked
So
us.
you
to,
felt the need to add it yourself.
I think they asked us to cut out that like a year into it. They're like, listen,
that.
it went too far. When it,
Just take that one out.
You know what? You know Herbert from Family Guy, Slee?
I do not.
That's great. Anyway, in-season tournament tonight.
The old guy with the chin.
Oh yeah,
That's Herbert. Yeah.
I have not watched any of those episodes, but a few of the characters, you see them everywhere.
I'll show you during the break some Herbert highlights.
Coming. Chris is in tonight. I'm already going.
Nope.
Why?
Because you guys got it covered.
Just hang
What,
around.
do you got to go to the laundromat again?
I
hang
love that
around
note.
for
No, you guys got it covered. Look,
6
there-
hours.
There comes a point where too much is of a good thing, right? So you guys go, you guys get it covered. You guys come back with a full report tomorrow, and you want to tweak
Good
it a
answer.
little bit. You have a couple of tweaks that before we even gotten into the
so, little bit.
knockout round.
Yeah, a little bit.
We'll do Slee's tweaks coming up next. It's Trav and Slee, 710 ESPN. Hey, get real and keep it real this holiday season by buying real Christmas trees. Did you know that buying real Christmas trees helps save the American Christmas tree farming industry? For every 10 Christmas trees planted, an acre of land is saved, and so are American farmers' jobs. Plus, buying real Christmas trees helps keep real holiday memories alive while helping the environment. So buy real Christmas trees this holiday season at Lowe's or wherever Christmas trees are sold. Get more information online at keepingitreal.com.
The black and gold are heading to the MLS Cup Final again.
That's it, it's over. LAFC are going back to the MLS Cup Final. They are the Western Conference champions.
The Reigning MLS Cup champs LAFC will defend their title as the run for the repeat just got real. It's LAFC versus Columbus Crew in the 2023 MLS Cup Final. Coverage starts Saturday at noon on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app. And bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the fifth row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
AM on a live Imaging Tuesday presented by East Central Hotel downtown, Jack. Travis and Sliwa. I just showed Slee a compilation off of YouTube of Family Guy Herbert, John Herbert.
I'm updated. I
Now
got
you
everything.
understand the ice cream song.
I got everything. All the information I
You're
needed.
fully up to speed.
Everything is there.
Good.
There are no questions asked anymore. I got it. So there's no more inside joke. I'm now part of the inside
Well,
joke.
that's the whole point, right?
Jeez.
We like to bring you part of the bit.
Yes, it's a very specific part.
By the way, that was probably 2 minutes long.
Best 2 minutes of your day.
There's a lot of 2 minutes right there.
I want you to go home tonight before you go to the game. Are you going to go home first? Or are you going to sit?
Yeah, I'm going to go home.
Well, I guess you'd have to wait till tonight when you get home from the game. I want you and Lady Slee to watch that.
What would her reaction be?
What are we watching? Why are you watching this?
And what would your response be? Chris told me to
Chris,
show it
yeah,
to
for
you.
the show, said this was important to watch. It's good for content.
It is good for content.
Yeah.
Content is king, Slee.
Yeah. And then she would say, okay, you're an idiot. Go watch it by yourself.
Yeah,
I'd say,
leave
sounds
me out of
good.
it.
Sounds good. I'm in.
Speaking of content, tonight, 5:30 p.m., the Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off. Lakers Suns, the in-season tournament quarterfinal. You'll hear it, the play-by-play, with John and Michael starting at 7 o'clock, right here on your home of Lakers basketball, 710 ESPN. So, Slee, if it happens tonight,
Yeah.
that means we have to start planning a parade for Monday, right? Because you got to start planning early. Why are you giving me that face?
I'm just listening.
I think we should have a 710 in-season tournament parade. Even if it's just us.
Where would we do it?
Right outside.
Just right around LA Live?
Yeah. Oh, they're good. There's Corporate Greg. Corporate Greg, we
We'll
should
walk
have
down
an
Chick Hearn Court.
Yeah, we should have an in-season tournament parade. Do you think the Lakers will get mad if we do that?
Well, here's the good news. If they win it on Saturday, they have Monday off. So now all of a sudden the schedule is opening up for us.
By the way, have you heard Corporate Greg? We haven't put the new one on the air. Maybe about 20 minutes. The new one will be on the air. The Wookiee promos, he's doing them now for Mason and
I've heard him do the Wookiee promos.
But here's the
for
best part.
Mason and
They
Ireland.
won't say anything about it.
I don't know why they won't do it.
They don't address it at all?
Well, they never
Are
wanted
they
to do
upset?
them. And
Are
they would
they-
always complain about them. So then we took care of that. But now it's like, what are you guys going to say? Because if you complain about Greg doing them, I'm going to say, well, you never wanted to do them.
Yeah.
I understand.
You
So
got
it's like
boxed
it's
out of
never
chairs.
happened?
Yeah, they just refuse to acknowledge the fact that it is happening. Oh, thank you very much, Chris.
Are they getting what they want out of this whole thing, that they don't have to do them and they're still getting done? Is that not a win for them?
But there's a little bit of the fact that I feel like they're a little annoyed that I'm doing them.
And he's doing them well.
But you said from the beginning, right, when you did the
I don't want
first
to do
one.
them, but I don't want you doing them either.
Right.
I don't want them done, and more specifically, I don't want them done well. Okay.
I think you
odd.
said in your first one that you did something like, hey, they hate doing these. So
Yes.
you know what? I'm just going to do them.
That's exactly what I said.
And that's been the theme of it, which I think is actually kind of an interesting theme. Trav, I think you're on something here.
Emily, they're calling you.
No, I was just going to say, Greg is already cranking
Emily's
out one.
great, Greg's
Might as
great.
well.
Oh, no. I guess
Could become
but
a
here's
little
what I'll say.
niche industry for you.
He's the looking
Greg-
promo guy.
Hey, Greg's doing them across the
look at
country. He's doing them across the
If
country
you need a
for
looking
sure.
promo, Greg Bergman is your man.
He's your man.
Coming up on Bill and Buck on Madison Sports Station.
What was Bill thinking yesterday?
He just reads the same thing. He just changes the show.
Change the name, exactly.
Can you believe yesterday? Well, what's coming up tomorrow?
There's supposed to be nuggets that have a little entertainment in them. And you guys do that very well with Emily's help. Sedano and Cap do full-blown shows sometimes that we have to cut down. And Greg's doing a great job with them.
Were John and Steve not good at it?
They just say they don't understand the
point
point
All right, let's.
of the promos.
to promote the show.
Well, I understand. But I understand.
I just thought
like,
that maybe
Lakers
they'd
in-season
maybe they've
tournament.
never heard that.
John's here. We're going to talk about it tomorrow.
Trav, I'm writing it down. Don't worry. Supercross talk promos. You want to bring it up to Mace or John? Like, how do you want
Both.
to?
We'll get a full
we'll get to the
recap.
bottom of
We'll
it.
get a
We'll
full
get to the bottom of it. They'll open up to us.
I don't know about that, but we can try, right? Emily, would you like to try to do ours?
I've done yours before,
Yeah, she's
but yes,
done 'em.
I could do yours. If you want me to try it today?
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yes.
Okay.
I love
Let's
this.
try.
this is great.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
don't want to do it, but I can do it.
We'll put that aside for a second and let's see how it goes. Let's
Sure,
see.
let's
Here's
see
the
if
only
people
thing, though.
hate it.
I love when Emily did them a couple times. There was some reason why we had you do them, and they were great. But I'm happy that Greg's doing the Mason Ireland ones, so I don't have to deal with them complaining. If you have her do them, I will come after you about how lazy you are, though.
There's a
Let's
push and
cross
pull
that
here.
bridge when we get there.
I think I can deal with that. Yeah,
Let's start off with that,
I think I can
and
deal with
then
being
we'll
called lazy.
adjust.
Yeah.
I just want to make it clear. I'm just telling you now. Preemptive strike.
You've been warned.
Fine.
Oh, no, you get the sad face. Don't act like you're above it.
Do I look sad, Slee?
Emily's gonna shine.
Sure.
Now I'm curious, and I don't have to do it.
You should put
Kind of a
Jorge with you.
win-win.
I did a couple of them with Jorge for Mason and
Yeah.
Ireland. They sounded great.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Come on, let's
He
do
just
it.
said, "Yeah, right."
No, I didn't. Y'all chivato over here. Jeez, man. I can't tell you nothing anymore.
Yeah.
Well, put it in the record. Now you know, right? We're always keeping track of who's on this side, who's on that side.
Oh, definitely. I am always keeping track.
You've got a ledger that looks like a phone book, right? That's your deal. But just, put it in the mix.
It's funny because I got like a starter kit for DeAndre, the Sony headphones we use, and the pens we
Good
use.
move by you.
The nice pens that
nice.
a person gave me 22 years ago, my first job without my father at the radio station. And then legal pads, yellow legal pads, because I write everything on a legal pad, my notes, to-do list. And DeAndre said, well, what do we use these for? I said, to write down your enemies.
That sounds exactly like something you do.
I don't
He
know.
doesn't hesitate. He just writes Morales right.
See, wouldn't that be great?
He goes, oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know if I've ever heard a sentence more on brand than the one that you just
completely
said. To write-
on brand.
Just to write down your enemies. Like, what else would it be there for? Like, this is the only reason that we keep lists is you're either on the list, which is bad, or you're off the list,
That's pretty
which
funny.
is just as bad.
Who's that wrestler that keeps the list? Does anybody watch wrestling in here? I don't.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you eating? What are you eating?
What do you got in there?
Drinking coffee.
Oh, it's great.
Donut.
Anyway, so that's what we got.
All right.
We got a fun full day. The 7 days of 710. We got a combo plate today. And we got live imaging Tuesday. What else could you ask for on a Tuesday?
What would
In-season tournament.
What would
parade.
they
What's the
actually
parade
do?
ask for?
Okay, that's what we were.
Yeah, what's the
that's
parade?
part of it.
made the list. That guy.
Let's say they win the in-season tournament. Literally, I don't think anything gets done. I think they're in Vegas. They say, "Hey guys, here's your
Congratulations.
award," And I don't know if they're giving them cash under the table, $500,000.
Just like a briefcase.
Tax. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen in Vegas. That would happen
like
in
the deal or
Vegas.
no deal case.
Right, exactly.
And is it direct deposit? Do they have big checks? Like,
Okay,
what is
send
it?
us your routing number. We'll have the money in tomorrow.
They get that, and then
wash your hands out. Yeah, because you're not going to put a banner
Nothing else is
in
happening.
crypto.
But is there a banner or no?
Let's say the
No.
Indiana.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Let's say the Indiana Pacers won.
The Kings
What
would
would the
hang
Pacers?
a banner.
What would the Pacers do?
They hung a banner for Summer League.
That's
Of course
what
they'll
I'm
hang a
saying.
banner.
The Pacers might, but the Celtics would never do it. The
course
Lakers
not.
would
No.
never do
Milwaukee
it.
won't do it. They
Also,
just won the
Celtics
championship.
wouldn't because they lost.
Yeah, but the Golden State Warriors would never do it. You know what I mean? There
But
are
do you
teams
get
that
a banner?
matter.
Does the league send a banner?
I don't think they do.
That's an interesting question. Do the league send it? Don't you make them
Do you
yourself?
have to request it?
Please send banner. Email subject banner.
They'll take the
Pacers are
trophy.
just online. They're
I
like trying to
assume-
order one
They're
from
on
Amazon.
Canva making new templates for what they want their banner
at the
to look
training
like.
facility, they have all the championship trophies. So I'm assuming they would put the championship trophy next to all
No,
of
they
those.
would not.
Yes, they would.
They'd put the in-season. You're talking about the Lakers
In the training facility? Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, but they're not going to put it in Jeannie's office next to the other ones.
I'm with Slee.
What, does it go to Rob's office?
No,
think it
put
goes
it
to
in the
anybody's
conference
office,
room
yeah.
or put it like
In the locker room. I don't know.
It goes in Darvin Ham's office?
put it where nobody's really looking at it and saying you just for
So
the
then
Lakers
what's
you
the
can't.
point?
For the Lakers you can't. You can't do that for the Lakers.
But
I'm with
any
you.
other.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
But if it's a different team, if it's the Pacers, I don't care where they put it.
If it's a training facility, I don't really care that it's in there.
But look
I
what
don't-
else is in there.
I don't care.
Greg.
That's
Look
the
what else is
problem.
in there.
That's
Yeah.
the problem.
It is a
NBA
championship
championship
trophy.
trophies
And
the
Wilt
most
and
prestigious
Kareem
list of
and-
retired players in the entire league.
No,
Yeah, I don't think they care.
I agree, but you still got to put it somewhere. That's the whole point of getting the NBA Cup.
Somewhere could be a closet in the back room. And I'm not saying that's what you do
so
with it.
disrespectful.
Yeah, but what is the tournament? Like I think
Right.
So
there's
it's just basically it's the Celtics and the Lakers, and everybody else can do what they want.
No, I think there's a
the
lot of other
Warriors, the
teams,
Heat.
yeah.
I think there are other teams that wouldn't do
Bucks wouldn't do it either.
it. Right.
The Knicks
the
may
Heat have three.
The Knicks may very well do a full-on parade. Might as well.
First,
Might as well do it.
first
Knicks would do
anything since the
No, I don't
70s.
think they would either.
72?
Yeah.
Ticker tape.
Again, I think the league wants this thing to work.
Right.
The in-season, so they might force you to put up a banner.
But Chris, think about this. We've been talking about it.
Well, no,
I think
know.
it is working. Like I think
Well, I didn't say it wasn't working. I just said the league wants it to work.
And what I'm saying is that the concept, whatever we thought this in-season tournament was going to be before it started, I didn't think it was going to be like this. I didn't think that there would be this much chatter around it. I didn't think that players would actually care. The product,
That's the
they
best.
do
the,
care.
The most pleasant surprise of the whole thing is that the players have taken ownership of it, and they seem to be elevating their game. If the goal was to make better basketball earlier in the season, mission accomplished. If the goal is to get fans excited about it, I don't know about that. But the basketball has been better because the players care.
So when you're watching these games, do you feel that it's a tournament game, or is it just another game that you're watching with a cool court? Sometimes cool court. The ones when they're red, they're not cool.
Not a red guy over
No,
there,
they just
Greg.
look weird. I don't like the courts that are red.
What if
They
you're the
look
Bulls?
odd.
Why can't you have a red
well,
court?
That you should, but it looks bad.
Portland
it's not a
can have a
good looking
red
court.
court.
Very strong.
It
Why are
doesn't
you
look
so
good.
against red?
I don't like
Or
the color
the Phoenix
red.
one was too much. The
Yeah.
purple.
That was in
Those-
the
Thunder
turquoise.
Yeah.
Thunder
Whatever.
had a weird one
Yeah,
too.
all of those
Yeah.
look bad. The Lakers with the yellow and the gold, like that, or that looks good. It's just, it's clean.
So yesterday-
I didn't like the ones that were red. Just too tough to look at.
Yesterday's games, because they were exclusive, there was more juice to yesterday because there's nobody else playing. Like the preliminaries that they have, the groups, the Thunder could be in an in-season tournament game. The Bulls are not. The Knicks are. The Lakers are. Like, it was all over the place. Yesterday, there was a little bit like, okay, hey, and they did a good job promoting it, and TNT, it's doing their thing, and ESPN's doing their Yesterday felt exclusive. It felt like, okay, hey, this is not regular season basketball. And today will feel like that too.
So when you go over there to do pregame, you're going to be excited. It's a quarterfinals of the in-season tournament.
No, I don't think I'm going to feel that way. I think that I feel like there is a little bit of juice, but me personally, it's tough to say, oh my gosh, watch out, this is it, quarterfinals. You and I are jumping around tomorrow and saying Lakers made it to the semis.
I think what is the most interesting part of this is not how you feel or I feel, but whether or not Darvin coaches differently, whether or not the rotations get tightened up, whether or not the play is noticeably different because there's something on the line. And I think that is what we're hoping for, right? That there's an intensity to it that is not there who they play Houston last.
Yeah,
that Houston
Saturday.
game is a Saturday night game, and other than Udoka and LeBron yelling
Udoka
at each
going
other,
at
it
it,
was
at
just
Bron.
a basketball game. Is there something more to it than that? Because the coaches and the players are bringing a little extra to it. We'll do that next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN. Accident, call Sweet James. 1-800-9-MILLION. 1-800-900-0000. Because here's what you get when you make that call. Number one, you get the best attorneys in America. That's what Sweet James has been awarded. You're getting decades of experience. You're getting multiple attorneys looking at every case, which means they're not going to miss a beat. They're going to make sure that you get what you're entitled to, that justice is served, not just what the insurance company is offering up. So if you're hurt in a car, truck, motorcycle accident, dog bite, call the accident attorneys at Sweet James. It's a call I've made after my family's been involved in accidents. A call I've recommended friends and family make as well. If you are hurt in an accident, call the accident attorneys at Sweet James. 1-800-900-0000. The law firm you choose absolutely matters. That's why you got to call Sweet James at 1-800-9-MILLION and sweetjames.com.
The black and gold are heading to the MLS Cup Final again.
That's it, it's over. LAFC are going back to the MLS Cup Final. They are the Western Conference champions.
The reigning MLS Cup champs LAFC will defend their title as the run for the repeat just got real. It's LAFC versus Columbus Crew in the 2023 MLS Cup Final. Coverage starts Saturday at noon on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets? Yes. We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the fifth row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free! There we go, some Christmas music. Live Imaging Tuesday on Travis and Sliwa right here on a Lakers in-season tournament quarterfinal playing tonight day. There you go.
This is actually a live stream right now from your neighbors. There's a speaker there.
Why are you anti-Christmas music, Slee?
Connected. Did you hear the story yesterday?
No, I didn't.
So my neighbors have a display, lights and all that stuff, but it also has music, and it plays all night long. Literally, once the lights come on at dusk, the
3
music is
a.m.,
with.
4
So
a.m.
I get home from work yesterday, no music, right? I get home about 3 o'clock or whatever, and no music. I get to my car this morning. It's 5:30 in the morning, but it's still dark.
Yeah.
This, like at a pretty significant volume. It'd been playing all night long.
I like it.
Still going all night.
You know what you should do? You should put a Bluetooth speaker outside and then just combat them.
We talked about that.
Like
Throw
Tony
some,
Soprano with the boat and the sound of the beach house.
Yeah, put the Sugats out there.
drown them out. They can barely hear
Sonic warfare. We'll just start making a bunch of noise back and forth between the two of them. Yeah, it was on this morning.
And by the way, your HOA is so strict.
That's what I
that
thought.
when we come
Obviously
over there,
not.
Sedano, Jorge's like trying to find a parking spot because we know the HOA is coming after us.
Yep.
And yet they allow this? Why do they allow this?
They told
Security
me to
followed us in when we came to your house.
We had a basketball hoop on wheels that you can take out to the front yard. We had one of those for a few years, and if we left it by the curb for a couple of days in a row, no, that thing needs to go back behind the house or in the garage or something. And these people can play Christmas music all night long with no repercussions.
You don't have to unplug it. Just take one battery out.
Just leave it next to
And
it.
just take one battery out. And every night they put it back. They'll say, "Oh, we just got to go get new batteries. Take one more battery out."
Double A's. You never know when you're going to need.
I
some
think that you
spares.
really do need to find the HOA and submit a complaint, because I think that's the best way to do it, where
not my deal.
it's anonymous. You probably won't be connected to it, and then it gets solved.
I'd like somebody else to do that.
Send
for me.
over. I want to see.
I've heard that a lot from you over the years.
Send over the terms.
So
and
Travis doesn't like
conditions.
difficult conversations. He doesn't like conflict.
Send over the terms and conditions of your HOA. We're going to review it. We're going to hire an attorney and get to the bottom of this.
We'll farm
Get
it out.
Sweet James on it.
What difficult conversation do you want to have?
We can go through a list of them over the years with you. You just don't like to have them, which is a great. It's great if you can go through life and be as successful as you have been. By doing that, that's great.
It was a compliment.
That was a compliment.
I'm
It was
dumbstruck.
indirect. It took a second.
Did you
to
say
get
you want
there.
the dump truck?
I definitely do not.
Because we did it with DeAndre yesterday at a welcome, and he dump trucked right back.
Oh, yeah, no. DeAndre,
Strong man.
That's a real athlete. That's a real athlete right there.
That's a big guy.
Mace, I would have walked in on Friday with a neck brace.
the Mike Brady.
I would have walked in with a neck
collision
brace.
collar.
I would have walked in with Emrani, like both of them together.
My beard. So I made this bit that I wasn't going to have it trimmed or do anything, because I usually go to the barber once a week to have it trimmed.
Mm-hmm.
And now I said I wasn't going to do it till the end of the year, just to see what happens. I want to be like Family Guy where Peter, the birds come out. But it's starting to itch. It's starting to itch.
Word.
I'm trying to oil it and balm it every
It's a
night.
little unruly at the moment.
Right.
So you're just doing this just to do it?
Yeah, like most of my bits, I just do them just for the bit.
It's getting
Like in 2 weeks, I'm
full.
going to walk black gold.
Are you going to make it to the first of the year? Because we're only on the 5th right
I
now,
know.
December.
It's only been like 2 weeks.
You're going to walk black gold?
Yeah. Saturday, December 16th.
Why?
Why not?
Because you might not make it.
That's the bit. With the push cart, though.
Well, yeah, all right. Still,
can make
that
it.
crawl from 10 to 11 is
I know.
Yeah, but this
that's
guy,
no joke.
this guy is walking now.
Exactly.
So by the time he gets that
miles of
Hey,
walking.
I'm walking in.
and some,
You're walking in.
What happened there, Travis? That's going to be.
oh, that's it going to be.
I'm walking the
I don't know
course.
what's going on anymore.
I don't either. Emily, what's going to be on the promo? Do you have an idea yet? Did you already write it?
Coming up Wednesday on the Mid Morning Spectacular, Travis and Sliwa.
Got
What's it
down
going to be?
already.
I don't know.
We're working on it.
I'll
We're
think
working
about
on
it.
it.
Let's see where the
You've
show
got
is.
2.5 more hours to
here.
go.
I'm gonna say we're gonna plan the parade for the Lakers after they win the in-season tournament.
Yeah.
What,
I'm
the parade or
surprised.
the in-season tournament winning that?
You think it's unruly?
A little bit.
The parade is much more. Like what Berg was talking about as far as, they're going to display it. Listen, maybe out of respect, Chris, like you were talking about, this is important for the league. Maybe they'll do something to display it somewhere, but that thing can't be going up in the office next to the.
There'll be what? There'll be the confetti. There'll be the trophy presentation.
Yeah.
There'll be some sort of pomp and circumstance around it. But once it's over by this weekend. It's the second weekend in December. There's another 4 or 5 months of the basketball season to be played. It's not like you can throw a parade or a party or whatever it is because you didn't win anything.
Yeah.
You won the in-season tournament.
I get it, but what do you get for that? Like at the end of the
$500,000.
season-
Yeah.
Okay, they're gonna hand out $100 bills.
There's a
to
cup,
everybody?
right? There is a cup.
There's a trophy.
So where does the
and
trophy
there's an
go?
MVP.
Nowhere.
The league is going to make.
They'll put it
these-
somewhere.
They're going to
They
make the
just-
team
you can't-
display this.
You just can't put that thing anywhere near. Think about
It's the
the
equivalent.
path you had to take to go get 17 NBA championships.
Right.
The path you had to take to get one NBA championship. The Nuggets just did it.
Right.
You can't put that thing right now. That's got to go. on
It
its
would
own.
be the Yankees hanging a wild card banner next to their World Series
No,
championships.
but this is different.
Why?
Because you won the in-season tournament. Whatever that means, the NBA has decided to do it, and it is a championship.
You know where it could go? It could go definitely at the training facility, like in the lobby area that they have, or you go to a G League game and it's somewhere there. Like it's going to go somewhere. It just can't go anywhere near the other guys.
You said something really interesting.
I usually do.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But it is a championship. What does it mean? God only knows.
Well, what does the other championship really mean?
Well, it means you're the best team over the course of a full season with the best opponent. We know what that means.
It's all noise.
We know what that means. No, but this thing is like, it's something.
It is something.
And
it's something the league wants to work.
Who's the? Let me ask you this: did Indiana win or lose last night?
They won.
Okay, so they're still
beat
alive.
Boston. They're still alive. They're in the Final Four.
If Indiana wins this, maybe it does mean something to them. If the Lakers win it, it's more of a trivia question than it is a championship. But maybe it matters who gets it.
It's not equal. All teams are not created equal. No. So you're right about that. Yeah, that part. There's no question about that. The Kings were playing the Pelicans yesterday. One of those teams were going to be in the Final Four. Indiana moved on to the Final Four.
For those two teams, that's something.
I agree. Right? So it's not all things are not created equal. Okay, I'm going to read you a quote from Darvin Ham talking about the quarterfinal. It's not your regular run-of-the-mill game. Adding the in-season tournament puts a lot more fire on it. It's as close as you can get at this point of the year to the playoffs. I actually like that description. It's as close as you can get at this point of the year to the playoffs based on an in-season tournament. Let me ask you what's more important. Look, these games are all regular season, so they're counting for something. Do I want to see the Lakers win tonight against the Phoenix Suns? What would you be more impressed by? Lakers beating the Suns tonight in an in-season tournament game and they're in the semifinals, or later in December, they got a game at Minnesota or a game at OKC, because that is part of the schedule where they won one of those.
This second thing.
Me too.
Yeah.
So I think so as much as we could try to add juice to this thing, that's fine. We could talk about that it sort of means something. I'd rather see the Lakers go win a tough game on the road against a team that they might have to face in the playoffs.
I wonder if Darvin Ham, like let's say it's a close game, and it never really nobody separates from the other, right? That this is a game that's within 10 points the whole night.
This is tonight?
Tonight. Mm-hmm. And we're going into the fourth quarter, and LeBron has played a decent amount of minutes already.
Okay.
And you still got the entire fourth quarter to go, and it's a close game. Do you play LeBron 12 minutes in the fourth quarter? Do you run his minute total up 42, 43, 44 tonight because it's an in-tournament game or an in-season tournament game? Or is it one of these, listen, we want to win. We want to go to Vegas. We want to win this thing. But at the same time, I'm not burning the rubber off of one of my players' tires just because it's an in-season tournament game.
I think we already have the answer. I think we've already seen them play certain guys right now in the regular season where it's like, Bron really played 40 minutes tonight. And I think they've already shown in the in-season tournament games, the Lakers had the highest plus-minus of anybody else, the point differential. I think they're going to play him 42, 43 minutes because it's the in-season tournament game.
Better work. Nothing bad better happen. And nothing bad better happen right on the back end of it,
Do you disagree what I'm saying, or do you think they would?
No, I think you're right.
I think they're going to.
I think you're right. I look, if I'm going to, metaphorically spend money, right? Metaphorically spend money, minutes, whatever it is, I'm going to need some payoff. And I don't know remember that in-season tournament, the first one way back in 2023? Remember the Lakers won that? Yeah, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Like, if that's the prize, I don't know if I want to spend the metaphorical money to get that done. Whereas, to your point, if we are battling for a playoff spot, if you are in the playoffs, or if you're battling for seeding down the stretch, and those are things that are tangibly useful, sure. What do we get for this? This is my entire. I understand that this has been, generally speaking, quite successful for the NBA.
Seems like
that people are interested in it. We've talked about it. For me, it hasn't moved the needle for me at all, because there's nothing in it other than, oh, hey, we won. Cool, I won my backyard wiffle ball tournament. What do I get? It's like nothing, right? Same thing you got. They get money. I don't get it. Fans don't get anything out of that extra money.
But so what may be worthwhile out of this is that it's a again, trial playoff.
Sure.
That you try out these rotations. You're tight with your
Yeah, Darby said closest to the playoffs at this point of the year.
You coach like it's the playoffs. You figure out who you might depend on, and that can inform whether you trade certain people or whatever. I'm not saying that you're judging it only based on this, but if you can see how certain guys perform in certain situations and certain lineups in those.
Maybe we do this at 11 because I know we got to go to break here. But I think to play off of her question, if a player tonight from the Lakers performed over these next 3 games, let's say D'Angelo Russell was awesome in these next 3 games.
The MVP of the end-season
and it's
tournament.
the closest thing that you can get to a playoff game in December.
Mm-hmm.
Does that give you a ton more confidence about what D'Lo is going to be when the playoffs actually start? We don't have to do that right now, but I think that would be, I think, what you're laying out, Em, is can you get something out of this from some of these other guys?
All right. Hey, did you see coming up next? It's Travis Slee, 710 ESPN. But before we do that, let's talk about Prize Picks, Slee. So speaking of the in-season tournament, tonight on Prize Picks, Devin Booker, 28.5 points. Do you like more or less there? D'Lo, who you just mentioned a second ago, 14.5 points. This is Prize Picks. You put the Prize Picks app on your phone. You go and you look at the statistical projections, and you decide more or less. Do you like more or less for Grayson Allen tonight? 9.5. Do you like more or less? LeBron James, 26.5. You can win up to 10 times your money out at Prize Picks.
Prize Picks is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. I'm going to play off of what Travis just said. I already put my picks in. Austin Reeves, more than 12.5 points? Yes, I'm in. Devin Booker, more than 28.5 points? I'm going to go yes on that one, too. We know how good Devin Booker is. Prize Picks is, as we mentioned it's just you against the numbers. Instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, just pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections. Takes about 60 seconds to submit your entry. Go to prizepicks.com/710 and use that code 710 for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prizepicks.com/710. Use that code 710 for a first deposit match of up to $100.
The black and gold are heading to the MLS Cup Final again.
That's it, it's over. LAFC are going back to the MLS Cup Final. They are the Western Conference champions.
The reigning MLS Cup champs LAFC will defend their title as the run for the repeat just got real. It's LAFC versus Columbus Crew in the 2023 MLS Cup Final. Coverage starts Saturday at noon on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets? Yes. We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the 5th row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
Travis and Sliwa, and it's time for the segment we do around this time, 10:40 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Hey, did you see that sky today?
Did you guys see that?
Basically, the days we don't do Ask Slee, we do this thing. It's called Hey, Did You See?
Did you see that? I saw it. I did it.
Did you see the memo about this?
I mean, I'm excited. You can tell by my read. Hey, did you see? Did you happen to see? It's time for Hey, Did You See?
Hey, man, did you touch my drum set?
Have you read this? Right now on Travis and Sliwa.
What's up, fool?
What's up, fool? Here, let me fade this out a little bit. Hold on, there it is. Was that a nice fade, Chris?
He's nice. Good fade. It's a good fade right there.
Smooth.
Yeah. All right, man. So I'm feeling a little good today. Like, you know, I listened to Coach Prime this morning, and I sent you guys this on Friday. It's you know, he was named Sports Person of the Year according to Sports Illustrated, Coach Prime. So there's a little spot, not a little spot, but there's a spot made by Nike, a commercial. It's very, like, you know, uplifting, motivational. I sent it to a couple of my friends, and one of them actually replied, and he said, "Dude, I appreciate you sending me this. I needed it." So it's about a minute long. I want to play it for you guys in case you guys are feeling down. You guys need a little push. Like yeah, listen to it.
Now let me tell y'all something about dreams. Listen up. Because this is something I found out a long time ago that goes against everything you see in a movie, on TV, or what your great-grandma may have told you when you were a kid. See, dreams don't happen overnight. That ain't how it works. See, they come to you in the daylight. You gots to be awake. 'Cause, baby, you got to run dreams down. See, that chase is what we learn the most about ourselves. To take that extra step, that extra mile, that extra rep. Now look here. You don't never know how long it's gonna take or exactly what it'll look like when you get there. The only thing you know is you can never stop. So, question time. What's your dreams? What's your dream? Are you willing to do what it takes to make that dream a reality? No. See, not while you're sleeping, but every darn day you wake up. Because if it does, good morning. Now give me my darn theme music.
Man, it just makes you feel good after you listen to this. Especially when he says good morning. That's why I like to say buenos dias. You know? You just never know, man. Like, just try to make
That's
it
a good clip. Very good clip.
So what do you guys think of that, man? Coach Prime.
Look, there are some guys, and Dion is certainly one of them, that are going to make you feel something, right? They're going whatever the topic that they choose to talk. If it's about running down your dreams, it's about committing to your goals. Dion has that thing that makes you feel like he's talking to you and just you. Those things typically, for me, Slee, don't resonate with me. That one does. Like, you'll hear all this coach speak, and usually it's like when I see Ray Lewis do his thing, I can't roll my eyes any harder at what he's doing. It's so uninteresting to me. That isn't. That is one of those that there's a lot of truth in that. There's a lot of feeling in that, and I loved it. It was terrific. I'm glad you played it for us.
I like the concept of these period. I think sometimes you might, like you said, maybe you're feeling a certain way in a day, and someone could relate to you, or someone can say something and say, or they could, you're not feeling good today. Okay, how about this? What if you just went outside for 10 minutes and you just, anything that has positive vibration to it, maybe it doesn't work for you. Maybe it doesn't work today, but it can. Like, what's the negativity in that? There's a guy, and you probably know him. And this is we joke around about this. This is like a real Navy SEALs, done it all. David Goggins.
I know who it is.
Okay. I'm not telling you that I'm going to get up and run 60 miles like David Goggins does on broken feet. But listening to that dude, that's why sometimes these long form podcasts are so good. Listen to his story, where he come from, what he's doing. There's times you listen to something like this, I'm like, look at this guy. Look what he's doing. Look what he came from. That can motivate you. So whether it's a 60-second clip or an hour clip, I think it's beneficial.
I like it so much because it's just Dion, man. It's just Dion talking like Dion talks, and it feels incredibly authentic to me. It does not feel performative. You hear me use these words all the time. I need it to feel real for me to feel it.
Just want it to be genuine.
Right.
That's all.
And most of
Authentic.
that stuff to me feels terribly inauthentic.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like you're reading a script or doing a performance. That's just the way Dion sees the world.
Yeah,
or at least that's how it feels.
He's a talented order in that, especially if you put that music behind me ordering at McDonald's, I feel like I would feel something.
What would you get?
So I'm gonna get a
McRib, baby, it's
I'm gonna
back.
get 10-piece chicken nuggets with a Sprite, please. And the
Good
meal.
order. We're not
Anyway.
getting fries?
Oh, I get the meal, the 10-piece
okay.
nugget meal
Okay.
with a Sprite.
I want to make sure we're still on the same page.
But yes, I think that Dion's a very special motivator, a very special order. I don't think I have the same feelings about Dion necessarily that you guys have because I didn't. You guys watched him in kind of like that prime time,
Sure.
And I've only heard people talk about it and I've seen highlights. So it's kind of like talking about Michael Jordan. I don't feel exactly the same way. It's just me, I don't respect it.
It's funny because that sort of motivational speak, like he's talking about, those, like I mentioned a second ago, Slee, those typically miss me a little bit. That one did not. I like it. The ones that hit me more personally, the ones that make me feel it more emotionally.
Kid-related?
Very, very close. When it's about be grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
Take a moment to take inventory of your life and look around at the good things in your life.
Yeah.
Don't be focused on, well, this is a bad day or that's a bad. Take a moment to think about all the things in the world that are good. Take a moment to think about all the things in the world that are special to you, the people that are special to you, the little blessings in life that we all get along the way. Those are the
we
ones
take for granted.
that really hit home for me. It's when they're far more about being grateful than, hey, I want to achieve X, Y, Z. It's take a moment to appreciate what's already happened in your life.
I want to buy the latest skinny jeans.
But especially this time of year, you become grateful for everything you have, those who don't have it. Especially like I had something happen to my family yesterday, and it's just like it's really important to like look then about what you have, especially this time of the year. It's like great. So yeah, Dion's words are great for that.
No doubt.
And I just want to shout out Jackie Diaz. She says, love this so much after I played the Dion clip. I needed this. Dream big. Dion is the man. Goals. And then she puts the fire emoji.
There you go.
Every time, like, my job is done. Every time I get at least one person to react to something that we did today, I just feel fulfilled for the day.
Man,
You know what I
if
mean?
you could bottle
I know
what Dion, that charisma that he has, that, just that ability. If Dion's talking, everybody stops and they start listening.
Yeah, you're right.
If he's doing it, it's like, hold on, let me listen to this over here. He's got
But
that,
if it's
that special
X's and
something.
O's with Colorado, maybe not necessarily.
That's not what he's there for.
Exactly.
That's not what he's there for.
He improved the team, but
He is there to
More
be the
future.
figurehead. He is there to be the leader. He is there to motivate. He is there to inspire. And I think that he's incredibly good at those things. And I'll get a guy that can scheme an offense or a defense or a special team or a blitz package or whatever. Dion knows that stuff, to be sure, but that's a different gig than being a leader. And Dion is certainly that.
it's like Ed Orgeron at LSU. Like
Everything's on the line.
a different coin, a different side of the coin of
person.
Dion. But it's the idea that you can
You're
recruit,
right.
you can have the right people around you, and motivate your teams.
Good morning.
Good morning. Buenos dias.
Buenos dias, indeed.
All right. Can tonight's in-season tournament quarterfinal, get that right?
Quarterfinal. Yep.
In-season tournament quarterfinal, give us a little insight as to who you can count on in the real playoffs. That's coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
You never.
The black and gold are heading to the MLS Cup Final again.
That's it, it's over. LAFC are going back to the MLS Cup Final. They are the Western Conference champions.
The reigning MLS Cup champs LAFC will defend their title as the run for the repeat just got real. It's LAFC versus Columbus Crew in the 2023 MLS Cup Final. Coverage starts Saturday at noon on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the fifth row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
$11 o'clock straight up on a live imaging Tuesday here on Travis and Sliwa. It is Tournament Central tonight, actually. Remember when we used to do that, the Tournament Central back in the old March Madness days on Thursday and Friday when it was like 47 games at once?
Chris, did you hear me Puth 710 last week?
No.
Where we were playing Charlie Puth a bunch because of
I love Charlie Puth.
Spotify Wrapped because he loves Charlie Puth too.
Wait a minute. I've known Corporate Greg a long time. We share a lot of things. I never knew he liked Charlie Puth.
He was like top percentage of
the song Attention. So back in 2007, you like that?
I like that you look down too to kind of you want to make eye contact.
This song,
no, I'm not opening.
I used to listen to this song.
Was put in how high were your hands up to?
Hit it from the beginning again.
Yep. Just give it a second.
Yeah.
Yep. There we go. I like. He's almost. I don't know.
That bass?
Motorcycle riding.
Is it Vince Carter? I don't know what it is. He's doing a little bit of
this song I used to listen to like 47 times a day because I was coming fresh out of a breakup, and this video. I mean, Jorge remembers those days. This video reminded me. The video's amazing. Reminded me of my ex's, the relationship I had. Very a lot of conflict. A lot of conflict.
47 times in a row.
You should avoid those conversations.
Well, I do now. You know the easiest way?
He's out.
So Tournament Central today?
Oh, yeah, Tournament Central, because the in-season tournament, the quarterfinal tonight, Lakers-Suns. Coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. with the Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Slee. 7 o'clock, we've got your play-by-play, Jack, on 7:10 a.m. and on the all-new ESPN LA app in crystal clear digital audio. That's what's on tap thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Slee, it's only worth it if you enjoy it.
There's nothing left right there. You know where I really enjoyed it? That pickleball tournament.
Yep, you had a good day.
Yeah, we had a couple of them.
You had a good day.
We had a couple in there.
A couple?
Yeah, maybe a few more than a couple. I wasn't driving.
You were able to play one hand with the paddle, one
Yeah.
hand on the Michelob Ultra. You were still making your shots. You were getting to the kitchen line. You were doing all
Agassi
those
out there.
things.
By the way, we had a very nice friendship moment. I'm going to talk about this from the last break. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Best
so
friends.
I got up. Let's not overstretch, Emily. I got up and I was sitting in the other room working on all of our 12 days of 710, which begins, by the way, today. Keep listening for Michelle Smallman to give you the cue to call. You guys go to break. Trav comes in there. Says, hey, are you okay? I go, yeah, you guys we're talking sports, and I have to get this stuff done. It's fine.
Yep.
No. It looked like your body was going into convulsions.
It was.
We analyzed it because I knew what he was talking about.
You saw it too?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Well, I knew what it was.
What was it?
He thought the right side of your body.
Where I got the weird hit.
It was the whole. It was his entire upper body.
So what I thought I saw was the right side of your body moving up and down. So
Right.
I assumed that I do this a lot too. I don't know if you do, but
I do it a lot, yeah.
So I thought it was literally the movement was from your leg moving up and down.
Right.
That's what I thought it was. He didn't see it that way. We analyzed the whole thing. We went back
But
to
see,
the footage.
here's the thing. I felt fine. I appreciate your worry. Now I feel like I'm going to collapse.
Now something's happening.
Well, my intent was not to plant the seed of an impending doom.
I called my life insurance guy. I said, let's go. Let's make sure that's set up.
Is this thing in a trust or no?
See, this
It is in a trust, actually. I think.
There's no way. There's no way to.
Well, they're going to have to deal with the tax implications, not me.
So you try to do something nice.
Now my right arm is numb. I mean, my brain, I've got a powerful brain.
If he
it's
would've
taking
walked
over.
in, Trav, if you would have walked in 10 minutes ago, whenever that was.
I
No,
officially
just
give
listen.
up.
No. If you would have walked in and just told Chris, hey, man, gotta be honest, you look great today. And that was it.
No, this is
then
what
he
we're-
would have skipped
no,
in here
no, his
like
would've-
he feels good.
Wrong.
Now he thinks something's going on with the right side of his body.
Say that. Hey, you look great today.
Trav, you look.
What do you mean by that?
You look all right today.
That's what it would have been. What do you mean by that? That's how you would have
I
responded.
appreciate
to
your
that.
concern. But now I feel bad.
I've only seen that happen.
I feel like I'm going to die.
I don't think you're going to die.
I think
but
we
I
have
just,
the footage. Can
I,
we?
I wanted to.
By the way,
go
and then
look at the
Trav
footage.
goes, oh, I know mouth to mouth. And I said, nope.
No, that's not what I said.
You did.
What'd you
That's
say?
not what I said. I said I know CPR.
Oh, yeah, CPR. I said,
mouth to mouth, you're going down, buddy.
Also,
This
mouth
guy
to
took
mouth are not
CPR.
recommending
This guy
anymore.
took
Oh, right.
CPR as mouth to mouth.
Yeah, mouth to mouth is
But I told him-
antiquated life-saving technique.
I told him no.
Unless you're in the Sandlot.
Just like Tony and Chrissy at the end. Just
Wendy
put your hand over
Peppercorn.
my face. Just
Do you see what I'm saying? That it
Yeah,
very
I move
well
my
could have
leg a
been.
lot.
I think, and is it usually the right?
Move your leg.
Is it usually the right leg?
Well, now I can't do it on cue, but yeah, I do this a lot.
That's
Yeah,
not
it's
what
that.
that was.
What was it then?
Okay, wait, no, do it.
Your
it again.
entire upper body was
Like this?
No, yeah, it was that, bro.
Then it was
That's
the left
exactly
leg.
what it was.
Like, because you
That's-
said my chest was pounding.
That's exactly what it was.
It's my leg.
All right. Good.
He does both.
Yeah, I do.
Good. Okay. All right.
So I think that's what it was.
If it's your leg, I'm glad to hear that.
That was
Hope
like
it's
a
your leg.
box score analysis.
That was. Thank God for you.
Look.
Now my right arm's not
I'm not
numb
going to get it.
anymore.
I've only seen that one other time, and
No, don't get into it.
yeah.
That's not happening.
Really?
It's only you were moving you're fine. You're okay. And in 11 days, you're going to walk all of
Black gold.
Black Gold.
With a very big beard at that point. I'm growing out the beard.
You're
Okay.
walking here.
You walking?
Can I sell you on something?
A beard trim?
I might. But I got to be
Can I
honest.
ask you a quick question?
Wait. A week from today, is it still like that, or are you trimming it?
I don't know.
I think I have a feeling it's just going to annoy you. It's December 5th.
What does your guy get for a beard trim?
15. And it's
okay,
a woman.
that's pretty good.
It's a
Okay.
female.
She gets $15.
And then I give her 5, so it's 20.
Okay.
Which to me is worth it because when I would trim it myself,
demolish it.
and then I just shave it all off, and people were like, "Whoa, that's a lot of face."
No,
Whoa, buddy.
That's smart to do that. I don't know if you're going to make it, but it's December 5th. Hopefully.
Now
it
I
goes.
do still, I shave this part with a razor just so I don't look. But I'm gonna have to use the little scissors because
It goes over your mouth.
the
That's
mustache
not good.
is getting in my mouth.
That's not good. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's getting in
But
there.
I like just being able to caress it during the day in meetings. I'm doing a lot of beard caressing in meetings these days.
You don't even hear what they're saying. You're just working.
I'm just caressing the beard.
Okay, I'm going to sell you on.
I'm a beard man. Especially when you use the beard oil or balm that's like hickory flavored.
I don't use that.
You feel like you're out on the ranch.
Lever 2000.
You don't.
Don't you get dry?
I mean, no. It feels
This
soft.
guy uses lever everywhere.
If I use
head
lever
to-
on my beard and
head
just
to
leave it,
toe.
I could
it'll be
see
shedding.
I could see you grabbing the bar of soap out of the shower and going straight to the dishes.
What are you going to say, Sliwa? We keep preempting you.
It's okay. That was one of my best ones.
That
today.
was pretty
Just
good.
Keep walking around the house. He's just
I don't
go
see it
straight
down-
to the
I
car.
don't see it. They'd smell good.
Go straight to the car. Usually you say bar soap.
Why not?
I'm gonna sell you on this. Saturday. Say Lakers get to the finals. It's Lakers Bucks. Championship in season, wherever you want to call it. That's pretty cool.
Sure.
That's a cool setup.
You know why it's cool? Because it's the Lakers against the Bucks.
You're right.
It's not cool because it's the Lakers against the Bucks in the in-season tournament. It's cool because the Lakers and Bucks playing an
Yeah,
extra
but
game.
the
is
first
cool.
in-season tournament ever, these players clearly care a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
I mean,
I agree with that.
I don't think it's just a regular season game. It is a regular season game, but I don't feel like they're playing it like a regular season game.
Agreed.
And you get the Lakers and the Bucks, even Lakers and the Knicks, just because it's the markets. I mean, I know star power is more on the other side. That's interesting to me. Now, if it's the Pelicans and the Indiana Pacers, because it could be the Pelicans versus Indiana Pacers, it's going to mean something just to those two markets.
Yeah, but see, I think we're actually in agreement here because you're interested in it because it's a good basketball game because it's between two heavyweights.
But isn't that supposedly that's kind of the whole point of the tournament is you're going to have good basketball teams.
Sure, if that's what we
survive in group play and then
but the opposite
on.
I think makes the point that if it's Indiana against New Orleans, I don't care at all.
I know what my Saturday night is.
Yeah. It just doesn't move me at all because it's not an interesting basketball game to me. I don't care who wins. There's nothing on the line. If the Pelicans and the Pacers played in the NBA Finals, I'm going to watch it because somebody's going to win a championship.
Everything's on the line.
But I think it's because those teams aren't good. We're not looking at those two teams as teams that are really going to compete for a chip. I think it has more to do with that. Because if I took two small market teams, but it was a good basketball game, then you might still be interested in it. It's just the Pacers and the Pelicans. What are we going to do with?
Yeah.
We both know they're not going to be representing the East and the West.
Can we learn something, though, about the Lakers in this in-season tournament? Can you learn about who you can trust in a important game?
Can I throw a scenario? Can I throw a scenario at you, and you tell me if you're going to learn from this, okay? Let's say D'Angelo Russell tonight, Thursday, and Saturday was awesome, okay? That these are, as Darvin Ham said it, not me and you, this is the closest thing that you could get to a playoff game. Let's say D'Lo has really good performances in these three games. And remember, this is a guy coming off a playoff series where, or a playoff run where they couldn't use him against Denver. Literally, they couldn't use him. And if he had three really good performances, do you think you'd learn something different from D'Lo because of these in-season games?
I think it would have to matter, one, who they're playing. So, obviously, Suns' first game, it's an important game against another good team. But then after that, if it's against another poor team, then who knows? But I think it'll maybe change the view of, like, yes, you can trust him in a situation whether or not you want to trade him or not by January. That's where I think you could learn something from it.
Do you think that's extreme, or do you think there's
I think
something
that's
there?
a little extreme. I understand where you're headed, but guys, these games don't matter.
It matters to them. They're playing with energy.
Okay, but what I'm telling you is in the back of your head, you know that the only thing that's really on the line is extra money. And it's a decent amount of money that's going to make guys compete.
And maybe, Trav, and I think this might be Braun's motivation, I think a guy like Braun wants to win the first one of these, and maybe next year it doesn't mean jack you-know-what.
When they are writing your basketball obituary, they're not going to mention how you did in the in-season tournament. They're just, maybe with LeBron they might because they're going to, but D'Angelo Russell is not going to be like, hey, when we get to, when his playoffs start, middle of April, right? Hey, he's pretty good in the in-season. We're not going to be saying that. We're not. It's just because, to your point, Em, you don't know who they're going to be playing against. When all of a sudden, if you're playing against Steph Curry or Jamal Murray or Devin Booker, it's a little bit different. But these guys know the best outcome is I got an extra $500,000 in my bank account, which is going to motivate these guys. It's real money. But at the end of the day, the basketball stakes of it are non-existent, no matter what they say or how they go. We'll see. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe they go out there and they fight like hell for these games. Maybe they do. But we're going to be, by the time we get to Christmas, which is coming up in 3 weeks, this is going to be an ancient memory. It's going to be an ancient memory of a time where, hey, the Bucks did win that thing in season. It just doesn't have real value yet. It may over years, and it becomes something that guys are battling like crazy for, perhaps. But just right now,
I do think I'm going to use D'Lo because I think D'Lo's the right example. If D'Lo had 3 good games in a row, I think that I would remember that. I would remember that D'Lo had good performances in the in-season tournament games, and I hope it could translate. And then by the time we get to April, and we don't have to get to April, go do it over there. And I think that's going to always be something that goes with it. Let me give you a good example. When Lakers beat the Pistons by
$1 billion,
whatever they won, D'Lo had 35 and 9. Do you know what every comment was on social? Cool, bro. It's the Pistons.
Of course.
So, and I know sometimes the competition has something to do with it. Maybe it's good for a player like that, but I think ultimately at the end of the day, I don't know yet how much you can take from it. I could remember it, but then I could also say, well, go do it. Go do it over there.
Go ahead.
It could be a data point. Okay, if you're doing the entire history of D'Angelo Russell and you say, okay, the Denver Nuggets series last year. Okay, but what about the series before that? I feel like the Denver Nuggets series is what we hold up against him, and that's against the best team in the league. And then it's a data point saying whether or not you're going to keep him.
You hold his entire career as a data point, which is hot and cold, and more cold than hot when it comes down to meaningful moments.
And how much do you need him? And they needed him.
Right. My point is this, and we can move on. If D'Angelo Russell, if we're using him as the example, and I don't want to, because it feels like we're picking on him, we're just using him as an example of somebody who struggled previously in the postseason and we're hopeful will not in the upcoming preseason. If let's say he kills it over these next 3 games, okay? Yep. And then we get to the playoffs and he looks like he looked last year, it's not going to be a mystery why. No one is going to say, but he killed it in the in-season tournament. What's happened? Because it doesn't matter. And the real playoffs do. We all know it. We all know it. That if he struggles, we're not going to be like, well, remember back in December for 3 nights he didn't struggle? Right, because there was nothing on the line. And now all of a sudden there are things on the line. And we all know the difference. It's cool. I'm glad people are excited about it. I'm glad the players are taking it seriously.
Yeah.
There's no, I don't hate this thing. I just doesn't really elevate it for me in any meaningful way because the best players will be the best players by the time we get to the end of the line. And the guys that are, more volatile as far as their peaks and their valleys, guys like D'Angelo, will continue to be volatile. That's just the sort of players they are.
John in Huntington Beach said, these games matter as much as Big Al's YMCA intramural championship in 2001. That was a big deal.
That was a big deal.
That was a really big deal.
That will
so
be
I
in your
think
basketball
what
obituary.
he's saying is this is a big deal based off of that.
Exactly. Monday Night Football last. By the way, best Monday Night Football game we've had in quite some time. It was a really, really good game. And you got a pretty good glimpse as to why the Rams may miss the playoffs in that game last night. That's coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN. Bowl season, basketball, hockey, and pro football, all in action, and Vivid Seats has it all for you and your ticket gifting needs this holiday season. See every one-timer, every touchdown, and every slam dunk live and in person with great deals on great seats. Plus, with Vivid Seats rewards, you can earn rewards with every purchase. They're here for us, offering unbeatable rewards like surprise seat upgrades, free tickets, annual birthday discounts, and more. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The black and gold are heading to the MLS Cup Final again.
That's it, it's over. LAFC are going back to the MLS Cup Final. They are the Western Conference champions.
The reigning MLS Cup champs LAFC will defend their title as the run for the repeat just got real. It's LAFC versus Columbus Crew in the 2023 MLS Cup Final. Coverage starts Saturday at noon on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets? Yes. We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the fifth row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free! Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app. And bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
I love our morning man, Evan Cohen, selling Christmas trees, man. It's good stuff. On a live imaging Tuesday with Travis and Sliwa. Any thoughts, Cicely?
I think T-Raj, you've had a couple of those reads too. So
Yeah, but he does have
selling trees.
Yeah. It's no Evan Cohen. I've got a portrait of Evan in my office. Both offices.
Great.
I was looking for a reaction out of Travis.
Did I not give you one this time?
Trav, are you a real Christmas tree guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Always, forever?
Never had anything other.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, growing up, we always had a fake tree.
Really?
It's the worst.
It is the worst, right?
Yeah, it's the worst.
But now,
I'm like, so we just don't love Christmas, Mom and Dad. And I'd have to. We have an attic.
Yeah.
And in that attic, I had to
go get
disassemble the tree and put it up there.
Can I ask a stupid question?
Yeah.
Having never had an artificial tree, does it do the branches come off? Is it just the trunk?
It's
that
like basically
disconnects?
3 pieces. Let's say you have the big piece, and then you have a middle piece that goes on.
Okay.
It's like a pole connecting in the middle, and then the top piece.
You
right?
weld it together? How's it held together?
Takes, I mean, easily
snaps, I think.
Yeah,
Snaps?
I've helped people with their, you know.
You hire a contractor.
Does it have the
you hire a
built-in lights?
contractor? You got to get a permit.
Does it have the lights built in, or do you have to
no,
string it with
no,
lights?
you put
Still
it
a tree.
Some of them have like lights built in. I've seen them in the.
Well, then you're
the
not
store.
doing. That's ridiculous.
No, those were too expensive. So we went with ours, and we just used a lamp that we had.
Stuck it behind it, like an ethereal glow from behind your
Merry
artificial
Christmas, everybody. So we'd have this. I'd have this fake tree, and it's like a 10-foot, 11-foot tree,
That's
whatever
a
it is.
huge
It's a big tree.
Okay, see that's different. If you had like a big space to put like a
We had a
10
good-
or
yeah,
12
good
foot
space
tree,
there. Mhm.
a 12-foot tree has got to be $400 or $500
Now,
They're- yeah, they're really expensive.
Okay, but we didn't have
For
to
only
go
like a month of use.
We didn't have
Right.
to go get that size. We could have got a smaller size tree and just, enjoyed the smell of it and everything else.
That's the part I like.
I have to go up in the attic and get this thing up there, and getting it down was just as bad. And I just
Question.
have my dad watching, like, everything good up there. Anything happen?
Was the tree in the original box?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
because
What's
no,
in the box?
no, he's right.
Trust me.
You see a lot of the,
That box,
a lot of
man.
people have that original box still, and they just stuff it in there.
Yep.
And throw it up there.
It's impossible. Anything you order something from Amazon, it comes in a box. If you take it out for a second and look at it, try getting it back in. I'm like, I don't know how they did it.
Yeah, but
so
a
think of a
giant
Christmas
thing
tree.
like a Christmas tree, I'm assuming comes in a huge box, right? So you
Yeah.
could get it back in there.
Speaking of boxes,
Yes.
the question is today.
That's why we.
When you hear Michelle Smallman tell you to be caller number 7 in the 12 days of 710, if you're caller number 7, you get to pick one of 6 boxes, holiday boxes, in the 710 studio. Will it be Travis's box, Sliwa's box, Mace, Ireland, Shinano, or the Cappy box? You pick which box. You could win fabulous prizes during the season of winning right here on 710
Where's your
ESPN.
box?
We did the 6 host.
What color?
Caller 7.
Número 7.
Exactly.
Put us on speed dial if you still have speed dial.
877-710-ESPN when you hear it.
Everybody's still got speed dial, right? Or is
Sure,
that just
yeah.
favorites?
Yeah, you just have favorites.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
put
you
us
go.
as one of your
Put in your
favorites, and then
favorites.
Yeah.
speed dial us.
Because if I had a box, then you're talking about like 14 different
I mean, we
boxes.
all
'cause
have
the-
boxes.
exa-
It's all right. You can.
You wanted me to have the
Yeah,
the
why
one
not?
person of, I would say, tier B personalities, which is Emily, Lindsay,
Yeah.
Greg, myself,
Berg in the
Jorge.
house, yeah.
We'd be all day.
You guys are hosting shows. You guys are doing your thing.
Oh, is this what you're doing now?
No, you guys should get a box. Jesus Christ.
You're about to get attacked.
Oh, there goes the Nerf gun. If you are not watching YouTube, which
Every
you should.
time you pull out that Nerf gun, I think.
What are you
What's
finding?
in the box?
You finding
What's in the
old?
box?
He's finding old 12 days imaging. He's going back to like.
What's in the
That's
box?
from '98.
I thought that's what it was, Travis. I thought it was from 7.
You thought it was
But it's
7,
not.
didn't you? Yeah. I knew what you were
I
going
was
for.
in 1998.
I was going through the old files last night, building stuff for today, and I miss sort of our Santa Slee days. You'd have to listen to Santa Slee come down your chimney, and yes, that's what the imaging said. And you ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. And then remember we had the song Santa Slee is coming to town. Oh no, Santa Slee. Then remember when we tried Santa Slee?
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas.
It was like one of the.
That's a Santa that doesn't seem like he's that excited.
Was
about
that last year or
Christmas.
2 years ago?
2 years
Two
ago
years
was my
ago.
first Christmas here.
Yeah.
That's the Santa.
Ho, ho, ho.
Merry
Christmas.
That's the Santa that didn't want to wake up and go to
Yeah,
work.
Santa's had a cold or
Gotta
a
be honest
grumpy or
with you,
something.
with that whatever motivational speak or speech you played with Dion, don't use that one.
Look how far you've come since then. Remember, you were annoyed that people made fun of Santa Slee. Now look at you. You don't care. You say, listen, you take
Actually,
it,
back
sucker.
then, I was more like, wow, I don't know if this was the best decision for the company. Putting Santa Slee in
Well,
there.
now we're a different company. We can do whatever we want.
Better watch out. You better not cry. You better
This is
not
my
pout.
singing?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's you. You didn't know that?
Santa Slee is coming to town.
That's good.
Emily
Pretty
was
good.
right.
I sound tiny.
Can't wait to hear what your promo
Basically
sounds
right
like.
starting.
That's some ideas.
We're very excited
Yeah, I
about.
can't
So we're
wait.
doing the 12 days of 710, but we're also, I think we just start playing old Santa Slee imaging too. Why not?
Right.
It's just regular holiday stuff.
Absolutely.
Because who else would be Santa here?
Travis.
Yeah, but that's like,
That's a physical thing.
but yeah, Travis or I being
not.
Santa
Marco?
is kind of like, yeah,
It's
that's
a little
I don't
too
think
on
so.
brand.
Yeah, it's a little on brand.
It's like when they gave Bobby Bacalari the Santa suit.
Right.
Who else fits the suit around
Exactly.
here?
Mace.
What are you looking at me for?
No, one year we did Santa Key, Mason the Elf, and Mrs. Claus Marcellus.
You
I don't
know
know
who
if we
would
could get away
actually-
with that now. I
you
don't
know who
know.
would probably actually kill it in that role too? Cap.
No, Cap would be great.
Yeah.
He's Jewish.
Actually,
but-
Santa Claus. I don't know.
Like,
Or he could be
Claus?
Krampus. He could be Krampus. You know?
That's awesome.
Go ahead,
This guy
Dan.
was like, no, we got terms and conditions there.
ho, 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 man. I was waiting for that one. I knew that was coming back. He stiffed me this weekend, too. Hey, where are he? He came to the Rams game. He's like, hey, I'm here. I'm like, come by. He's like, well, where are you? And I told him, he's like, I'm on the other side of the stadium. Like,
Yeah,
your
I almost
legs
see-
broke?
It's a big
It's a
stadium.
big stadium.
I almost
It's
felt
a
like
big stadium. It's not like you're asking him to walk from LAX over to where we were.
I almost feel
It's
like
a 5-minute walk.
you'd have to get like Ben and everybody to go there. Like you'd have to take the broadcast to.
I don't
Key.
think Ben's ever coming back after Emily
Did you hear
tore
about
his head
this?
off yesterday.
Heard
Ben
about this
Conroy
yesterday?
or
Yeah.
oh, you yelled at him?
Oh,
It's okay.
man.
I yelled at him
Poor
for a
guy.
long
Yell
time
at
too.
him.
Poor
I just
guy.
Yeah, what'd you say? Come on, give it to
had
me.
a spirited discussion about
Spirited?
Florida State being
Okay.
left out of the college
Before,
Oh,
can
I thought
we
it was
get-
like work
Give
related.
us your version of what happened because you also reached a point where you said this is a little interesting and you walked away.
Emily and I were talking about the Final Four selection in college football, and she and I are basically on the same page of who they picked. So there wasn't like an elevated, animated discussion.
They both thought Iowa should get in.
And so Ben comes in and says, "Oh, I think Florida State got screwed," and Emily
Unloads?
just unloaded
Lost
a
it.
torrent of fire
lost it.
at him. It was tremendous. It was
No
great.
lies were
and
told.
Ben was like.
He wasn't expecting that.
Whoa,
Yep.
what just happened? And he tried to get back on his feet and get back
No, I
into
couldn't
it,
do
but
it.
Emily
He was
had him
done.
on the
It
ropes
was like
immediately.
it was like the Mike Tyson pow pow pow.
You did Mike Tyson. You came charging across the ring. You landed a couple of haymakers early, and the fight was over before we got to the middle of the first
But
round.
if it was like Holyfield or whatever, where who was against that
was
popped right back
Holyfield.
up.
Kept
Yep.
going
So
up.
if he popped right back up and came back at me, then I'm like, okay, then I'm in for a real fight. Then I'll back away. That's what happens to me. If you're ever in a debate with me, then if I usually.
But you
take
were
the
in a
hits
mood
first.
on Sunday because you were going to people on Twitter. You were firing at everybody. It was
Yeah.
great. I liked it.
I
She
was
sent me a
in-
text out of nowhere. I was just enjoying my Sunday. It just said, "You suck," and that was it.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I was throwing the
man.
bum around. I was out there.
I
You
like
were-
it.
Who you you were defending Matt Gay? Like she got on the Matt Gay train. It was.
Well, Matt Gay's a fantastic kicker.
She's
He's a very
still
good
on
kicker,
that.
but then he's
She's still on that.
I know you and Matt Gay
I'm
must
just-
have like the same birthday or something. You defend him
I
like he's
just
your brother.
think that
Her
he
third
is a
cousin.
solid kicker, and then to give up a solid kicker, you don't understand being in the kicker.
Oh yes, I do.
Well,
I've seen Luke have
that
a
could be the
sick
difference
kick
of
the
making
last
the
couple of
playoffs
years.
or
now
not.
with the
You're
Rams,
right.
I understand, but
Yeah.
you have this kicker limbo. It's a very hard place to be. You have the Bears that were in the kicker limbo. Chargers have been in the kicker limbo for a long time. It's hard to get the guy, and you had the guy, and you refused to pay him. It blows my mind. It's like not having a good backup quarterback. You had to have a safety valve and insurance. I think a good
Nobody
kicker,
knows kickers
a
like
solid
Nate
kicker,
Kading and
is a
Was that the guy that
good
missed the
insurance
law? Yeah,
policy.
yeah.
It can get you. It can
You're
be
right.
the difference between 2 or 3 wins.
The problem is when you have to pay everybody.
You can't pay everybody.
Can't
You
pay
got no
everybody.
choices.
Or
How
can
much
you pay
money would the kicker
backup?
cost?
I think Greg
Mac-
the Leg was making a lot of money.
And Matt Gay got paid in Indy.
Sure,
They
but the
didn't
Rams
pay.
could pay him.
I was going to say
They
worth
chose
it.
not to.
Worth it.
Between Greg the Leg and Johnny
They-
Hecker, they were paying a
They
lot
had
in
a lot of
kickers.
legs.
Yeah.
They had multiple legs.
What were you
Yeah,
saying?
the
that
punter
they,
who's a freshman.
He's good.
Rookie,
Ethan
so-
Evans.
Yeah,
He's great.
you're saying 1 or 2 games. They're also difference of 1 or 2 games, but it's also not paying the backup.
You can't pay everybody, right? You get X amount of dollars. The very best players are outrageously expensive. Here are the 4 people you pay, and then you figure it out from there. You pay the quarterback, the left tackle, the guy that goes and tackles the quarterback, and the guy that catches it from the quarterback. Those are the 4 people you pay. Everyone else you figure out on the fly. And that's basically how most of these teams are built. If you get Justin Tucker, sure, you pay him. But most of these teams, they'll try to figure it out on the fly everywhere
Matt Gay is incredibly trustworthy, almost as much. I mean, not as much as Justin Tucker, but like it's like the Steelers have paid Chris Boswell, and he has been with the Steelers. I want to say for like 8 years, and it has.
I'm looking at the family tree of Matt Gay.
There's a Hebel in there somewhere.
Whenever Chris Boswell lines up to take the ball, I trust that it's going to go in.
I'm paying Ancestry right now to figure out
23andMe on Matt Gay.
M's the best. M is the best.
I loved it. I loved it. Ben is probably somewhere in the corner weeping softly, but it was well worth it.
I was named most opinionated in high school. So.
I believe you. Yeah. I believe you.
It was a superlative they gave out. They invented it for my family. My older sister also got it, so it was kind of like
really.
I was a nepo baby for.
Did you have to like change who you were to say? I don't think you did. But you're like, I got to keep this thing in the family, so I'm going to be even more opinionated?
No, it's just myself.
What happened to the other 2 sisters?
I don't know if they won. Sarah is opinionated, I guess, only to be my sisters. So.
Factor Cap is coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
All right, happy holidays from Sierra Subaru of Monrovia. This holiday season, consider one of the many adventurous choices they have available for you. So many beautiful cars out there. I've got a chance to drive the Outback, the Solterra, the Ascent. But during the 2023 Subaru Share the Love event now through January 2nd, when you purchase or lease a new Subaru at Sierra Subaru of Monrovia, Subaru will donate $250 to the charity of your choice. So look at some of these charities here, and we got a chance. This is one of the great things when you go down to the dealership. They have displays, pictures, different events going on every single month. The ASPCA, Make-A-Wish, Meals on Wheels, or the National Park Foundation. Just go to sierrasubaru.com. Visit them just off the 210 and 605 freeway. Go get some more information. Again, this time of the year, it's so important to give, and Sierra Subaru Monrovia is certainly doing that. Share the love with Sierra Subaru of Monrovia.
All right, guys, it's officially back. 5th Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. 5th row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the 5th row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
The black and gold are heading to the MLS Cup Final again.
That's it, it's over. LAFC are going back to the MLS Cup Final. They are the Western Conference champions.
The reigning MLS Cup champs LAFC will defend their title as the run for the repeat just got real. It's LAFC versus Columbus Crew in the 2023 MLS Cup Final. Coverage starts Saturday at noon on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Factor Cap.
Oh, that's cap. That's so cap, Dad. Everything I've said is a cap, but I'm going to go fact. First of all, it's not a cap. It's
No, it
just
is a cap.
Welcome to Factor Cap.
Hey, guys.
I am.
Hey, they were just replaying this on ESPN, not the skinny jeans from Aaron Rodgers, but Trevor Lawrence, like, having to use help to get to the locker room last night. Where's the golf cart in
I
this situation?
thought the same thing.
He had a high ankle sprain. Get him a golf cart.
And he was in
Florida.
agony.
Yeah, you're in Florida. There's golf carts everywhere. Anyway,
It's a really good point.
I was just thinking
It
about
is a good
that.
point.
It's a really good point.
Poor Trevor. All right, so this weekend at the Saints game, a woman held up a sign saying that she named her daughter after Taysom Hill. So she named her daughter Taysom, but she spelled Taysom Taesym. Okay? This is a fine way to spell Taysom. Travis, Factor Cap.
See, this is a setup, right? Emily knows that this bothers me so much. It's cap. It's not a fine way to spell Taysom. Letters have sounds. Letters that go in certain orders make certain sounds to create certain words. This is what is the basis of language. That if you just start throwing anything, anywhere, at any point, put a dollar sign instead of an S in your word. It doesn't say what you think it means it says. All of these little symbols mean a very specific thing. We can't just mash them all up in random orders to create words that we think are cute or novel or anything like that. It's dumb. Words are spelled a certain way for a reason so we can communicate with one another. Cap.
Okay.
Wow.
Chris?
I don't really care, so I'll go fact.
This is a fine way to spell it. Al?
I'm fact as well. I mean, I love the passion. I mean,
Trav, how do you spell sympathetic?
With an S.
S-Y-M.
Y-M.
Oh, right. So those three letters together make sense at the end of a
No, because we have all agreed
No.
that the word sympathetic is spelled like you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's in the dictionary as such. These are the things that we've agreed to as a civilization, or as the building blocks of language.
Yeah.
And now we've just decided that none of them matter anymore.
Okay, we're going to go back to the Rosetta Stone, okay?
Apparently,
Yeah.
just whatever you want.
Jorge, what do you think?
Fact. Fact. I don't care how you spell it. Look at Michael. M-Y-C-A.
It means from a different country.
Michael is part of the demise of our collective language.
So fact. Spell it however you want.
I'm getting scared to go any further. Fact.
You know, Jorge with an H.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what you were hoping you would get, by the way?
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. That's why I put it there. So, Trav, you're a real puckhead, so
Sure.
you might help me with this name. Vasilevsky?
Vasilevsky.
Vasilevsky. So Vasilevsky was in his post-game interview at the locker room yesterday, and he got distracted by something. So I'm going to play the sound right here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it wasn't great feeling last game, but what was the question?
So you have a go-to way to play off a fart. Morales, Factor Cap.
Cap. I don't think. I'll just say it. Like, sorry, I fouled one off there. I didn't mean to.
That's your go-to line is foul.
But I don't
You'll
really
pull my finger?
I don't really,
Fouled off is a great way to put it. I like that.
I try to just go to the restroom ahead of it. I'm not the type that's just going to foul one off right in front of you, honestly. But sometimes I guess it happens.
It does happen.
Al?
Fact. I guess I just will have to lean into it, right, and let them know, like, this is what's going on. That situation last night, like, that was so obvious, and it was a distinct noise, and everyone knew what it was. You can't just ignore it and continue the conversation like nothing happened. I know it was awkward for him, but I think it was genuine. It was this. You just roll with it.
He was
I think
a little
that's
too
the best
trusting.
thing you could do.
Trev?
You got to blame it on someone else immediately, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if you're Andre Vasilevsky right there and that happens, you go, who did that?
Yeah.
You immediately turn the tables on whoever else is in the room.
Which reporter was that?
Not that I've ever done this, but
Spider-Man.
at home, you'll look and say, man, don't do that in front of your mother. You know, one of those sorts of things. You immediately deflect.
Yeah, my dad's a big pull my finger guy, and it always used to annoy the heck out of me. Jorge?
So a friend of mine, when we were walking down the street, there was a soda can. He tried kicking it, but missed, and that's when he tried to he tried to kick it so it makes noise, and so he can fart, but he missed the can, so we all heard it. You know.
You got him. Does he carry a can everywhere he goes?
No, but it's just,
hold on a second.
you
Let me
know?
put this can.
He literally kicked the can down the road.
That's one of those stories that stuck with me. You know, it's like,
That's
hey,
great.
Jorge, was this a friend or were you
That's
trying
what I said.
to
A
kick
friend of mine on a date.
Oh no. With his potential wife.
First date. There you go.
So yesterday I went to go swimming at this place where I was lap swimming. But before I got in, there's kids swimming for their club teams or whatever beforehand. So they get out. There's a little bit of an overlap before it opens for lap swim for everybody. So I'm just there. I don't have my headphones in or anything. So I'm just waiting to get in the pool. And I hear these little girls, not little girls, they're probably 10, near me, and I could hear the conversation. They're saying, "Yeah, my aunt, she's like in her late 20s. She's so great, and she's so old, or whatever." I know, again, making myself feel old,
welcome to our
like
world.
I do to all of you guys. I understand, but then they were talking about their aunt's dating history and putting her on blast. Say, "Oh, she broke up with this guy. Now she's dating this guy," and etc. And I was just like, "This is some juicy gossip that I'm enjoying hearing before I go in the pool." So, you like hearing random gossip that you have nothing to do with, that you just find, you're like, "Oh, that was fun to hear." Al, fact or cap?
Fact, as long as, let me give an example. Let's say you're on a plane, right? You're getting ready to travel somewhere. You're close enough to where if there's two people that know each other, you're going to hear their conversation. Like, that's just going to happen. If it's an interesting conversation, I'm probably not putting my headphones on yet. If it's not an interesting conversation.
Or the headphones are on, but you don't have any music going or whatever.
Slide one ear off.
Yeah.
If it's not an interesting conversation, I'll put the headphones on.
But you're talking about complete strangers.
Yeah, complete strangers.
You have nothing to do with it. You like hearing random gossip.
Just like randomness like that. Yeah, if it's interesting.
Trev?
No, I need to know at least one of the parties involved. Like if Chris told me a story about a friend of his, I would be interested in it because I know Chris and I want to hear. I always have, as you know.
Like when you tell me you don't like Slee?
Yeah, that. When I have questions about something, I have a lot of follow-up questions, right? I have a lot of things that I want to know. So I need to know at least one of the parties involved.
Chris?
Yeah, Cap, I don't care. I put my headphones on or something. I just don't have the bandwidth for other people's drama that I don't even know.
But can it just kind of take away from your own drama? You could look at this dumpster fire. What's going on here?
No.
Nothing.
It doesn't really excite me.
Sometimes sometimes you don't have a choice. Depends where you're standing. Like, for instance, if you're waiting to board a plane or something, you don't have a choice. You have to listen
You're that
to
close.
the story. Then, you're just listening to this stuff. But typically, I don't care.
I'm just following them. I'm like, well, I didn't get the rest of the story.
Okay, on this day in 1997, Good Will Hunting was released.
Oh.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Amazing movie.
I think like them apples.
Well, you stole my factor cap, which is
I love apples.
you like them apples. Jorge, factor cap.
Fact, I like them apples.
Okay, Travis.
Fact. It's like you guys said, it's a great movie. That's the line from the movie. It's a great line, and it's a great phrase.
Fact.
Morales.
Fact.
Nice.
Amazing
Clean
movie.
Yeah, clean sweep here. Fact.
Yeah, it's a great movie too, and it's also they were so young, Ben and Matt. They were so. It was really cool to see now that they've
97.
sustained success.
The other friends in that movie, it's Cole Hauser, it's Casey Affleck, and there's one other guy in there. They're so funny. They're like kind of undercover funny, but almost every one of the lines that they have in that film are terrific.
All right, one last one. Today is National Trick Shot Day, so you are good at horse. Travis, factor cap.
I'm okay. Yeah, fact. I mean, I'm not a great shooter, but I'm good at those weird ones like from behind the backboard or bouncing it off the free throw line into the basket.
Yeah.
I've got a little dad game when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm good at horse.
Also, remember when they televised horse during the pandemic?
That was the first thing put on TV. It did not go
It's like
great.
Steph and whoever it was outside.
Michael Conley, I
and
think,
then
was
some
a part of
WNBA
it.
players, too.
Yeah.
Morales?
Well, Slee, I'm a shooter.
Well, I thought you were going to say you're more of just a
Pippen-esque.
defender. Like you.
No, I can shoot, too.
When you
Back
need
in
to
the day.
stop, you get to stop.
I can shoot. We can go out there right now. I can shoot. You a shooter?
So then you're good at horse? Because being a shooter is different than
I'm not good at horse because you got to do like trick shots.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I get annoyed with.
Trick shots?
It's National
just
Trick
halfway.
Shot Day.
I could do different kind of trick shots.
What's that YouTubers that do the trick
Dude
shots?
Perfect.
Dude
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah.
Oh
I get
my God.
annoyed during horse.
Bro, their views.
I don't know. It's like, let's just play basketball.
Yeah, they're on TV show.
Basketball, you got to run.
Not if you play 21.
Al, what do you think?
Fact, good at horse, and is one of kind of one of the funner games to play growing up. Trav, like you said, it's the behind the backboard. It's like you're outside of the 3-point line on the sideline. You're just taking random shots. But you know how you won that game?
Free throws.
You hit your
100%.
the fundamentals, right?
100%.
You made a left-handed layup. You hit a 15-footer. You made a free throw. You hit a 3 from the top of the key. That's how you're going to get the letters.
When you play, do you have the rule that you can't take the same shot twice in a row?
Yeah.
You do. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good rule that my kids often forget to implement because I'll just go to the free throw line and I can make a bunch of free throws in a row and they quit.
I played horse in a
It's
long
fun.
time.
That fun. That it, Em?
Yep, that's it.
How you like them apples?
I love those apples. Well, I got her number.
All right. The Angels made an announcement today that's not a surprise, but they made it official. That's coming up next. It's Trav and Slee, 710 ESPN. If you are hurt in an accident, call Sweet James, 1-800-9-MILLION, 1-800-900-0000, because you don't want to take on the insurance company by yourself. That's absolutely not what you want to do. The insurance company has no interest in making you whole, has no interest in making sure that you get what you're entitled to. They're interested in keeping their own costs down. That's why they're not going to offer you that much if they offer you anything at all. That's where Sweet James comes in to make sure that that settlement is where it's supposed to be. And if it's not, they're going to go to trial, and they're going to win. They've had over 500 trials, and they have a 98% winning percentage. That's how you know that Sweet James is the right place to go. 1-800-9-MILLION. 1-800-900-0000 and sweetjames.com.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets? Yes. We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the 5th row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
The black and gold are heading to the MLS Cup Final again.
That's it, it's over. LAFC are going back to the MLS Cup Final. They are the Western Conference champions.
The reigning MLS Cup champs LAFC will defend their title as the run for the repeat just got real. It's LAFC versus Columbus Crew in the 2023 MLS Cup Final. Coverage starts Saturday at noon on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
This was the song that was playing when I walked to my car this morning at 5:35.
Oh, but that's a good one. No, this is.
It's a nice song.
Yeah, this is a good one. Like, I would stay and probably be a little late because I want to hear the song all the way through.
All night long. Yeah.
Is the same songs on loop?
There's probably 10 different songs.
It's actually linked with Pandora.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
That's not on there. It's standards. It's this. It's the Mariah Carey one. It's White Christmas. It's Jingle Bells. It's Frosty the Snowman.
This year.
Californication.
I don't know that one.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
I do like that one, but
Genuine
I
is on there. Cisco. They have a couple random tracks in the mix there.
I'm sorry. I just was looking at something over here. You know, Chris Taylor's going to have made $75 million by the time he's done playing Major League Baseball.
Good for him.
That's amazing. Chris Taylor, $75 million.
Bro, for every Chris Taylor you have, I have like 31 NBA players. I'm like, how much they make?
Yeah, but the NBA has only got 12 guys on a team. There's
yeah.
25 guys on a major league team. It's twice as many. Should be half as much. It's crazy. Speaking of baseball players that make all the money, Mike Trout's still the highest paid player in Major League Baseball, at least until Shohei's. By the way, I heard this morning we're looking still probably another week from now, give or take, but who knows, right? It's all kind of speculation at this point. But Perry Manassian, the general manager of the Angels, said Trout is not getting traded 100%. Okay, he said during the offseason.
Sounds like somebody who's going to get traded.
Maybe. I think it comes down to simply what we've talked about before. A, I don't think he really wants to get traded.
Okay.
And B, I don't think there's much of a market for him if you had to pay full price.
Can I ask you a question? What kind of argument can you possibly make for as great as a player? I've heard you say that Mike Trout is the greatest player that you've ever watched, right? And
he is.
And
until Ohtani.
And I argue like, okay, come on, guys, let's. What makes the player the best player in the world, and this is not the argument I'm trying to have, but what makes, in my opinion, the reason why I could say that's the best player I've ever seen, or even in that conversation, it's not what just they do in the regular season, which I'm not taking away what they do in the regular season, but when the stakes are elevated and you got a chance now to win the entire thing, what are you in that situation? Are you winning big games? Are you a pitcher that's always clutch in game? You know, in a postseason game or a Game 7. But that's not even the conversation. It's if you're Mike Trout, you're cool. We already know the answer. You're cool with just continuing to watch other players in the playoffs, other teams compete for a World Series. You're 45 minutes away from the Dodgers. And I'm not telling you, look, the Dodgers, I don't want to overhype them. I don't want to underhype them. They're good every year. So at least you know that Mookie gets to compete every year. Freddie, whether he was in Atlanta, is competing every year. Mookie, whether he was in Boston or here, he's competing every year. Clayton Kershaw's competing every year. You don't want that? Like,
no.
There's no part of you that's saying to yourself, I'm one of the greatest to ever do it. But I'm watching my peers. The biggest moment that Mike Trout's going to have is going to be a WBC game where it's him against Shohei. By the way, to end the World Baseball Classic, all we talk about in sports, it's all about the competition. It's just, I know there's a business side. I know there's your family. You want to make sure your family's taken care of, comfort, all that stuff. But someone that great, he's okay with losing that much.
What other explanation is there? This is not a player that's in his second or third or even sixth or seventh or eighth season. He's been there 10-plus years. He's been to the playoffs once, and it was in his first full season as a major leaguer. They got swept by the Royals. What other explanation is there? There isn't one.
God, that sounds
because look,
awful.
You can make the argument, I'm going to give him time to build this thing. I'm going to give him time to fix this. I'm going to be loyal to the guys that were loyal to me. I'm going to be loyal to the guys that gave me $440 million. Cool. But at some point, look, you know what? This isn't a perfect comparison, but it's close enough. Matthew Stafford. Mm-hmm. Matthew Stafford made all the money in Detroit. Matthew Stafford put up bananas fantasy football numbers in Detroit.
Yeah.
Was fun to watch on TV, all of these things. And his team, for the vast majority of the time he was in Detroit, was
Sucked.
lousy.
Mm-hmm.
Was just lousy. Were never a factor to win a Super Bowl. Never won a playoff game. I think only played in 2, right? And really,
how many years in Detroit?
10 or 12.
Okay.
And so
never won a playoff game.
He went to Detroit's management and said, listen, man, I've been here a long time. I've given you everything I have. While I still have a lot of football left in the tank, I would like to go somewhere that's going to give me a chance to win. And Detroit went, cool, we'll see what we can do for you. And we all know what happened after that. He comes to L.A., he hooks up with the Rams, wins a Super Bowl, and has cemented his legacy as one of the better quarterbacks of his generation. It's happened. What's the difference? What's the difference? I've given you 10 years. I've won the MVP, I think, 3 or 4 times. He's finished top 5 in the MVP, I want to say 7 times. He is as good of a baseball player as you've ever seen. But to your point, Al, he's never played in a meaningful game in the last 10 years of his career. They not only have they not, they haven't been close. The same problem that has prevented them from being there is still the same problem today. And it's terrible ownership combined with the inability to identify pitchers and develop them. Those are the 2 problems. That the owner is constantly changing course. No, go over here. No, I don't like that. Go over there. No, give Josh Hamilton money. Everybody's like, whoa, that's a bad idea. No, do it anyway. Hey, give Albert Pujols to the guys. That's a bad idea. Nope, do it. Like it's just a series of bad deals, and they can't find any pitching, and he stays. No one, right? I know a lot of Angel fans in my life, right? Living where I live and everything else, there are a lot of Angel fans down there. There's not one Angel fan that I know of that if Mike Trout went to management and said, guys, man, you got to get me out of here.
That they would be upset about
that they would say, Mike Trout's a traitor. Mike Trout's a bad guy. You know what the response would be? I get it. Yeah, good for you, man. Go play in some games that matter. And that he's not getting traded is, A, he obviously has not insisted on it happening. And B, because he's so expensive, he's the highest paid player in baseball, right? Not on an AAV, but on total value. He's still got 7 years left on this deal. He's playing less and less every year. When he plays, he's still very, very good. But he doesn't play as much as he used to. Who's paying full price for that?
So
Nobody.
I guess this is a question then is, does this have more to do with, look, you could be very strategic. You could just say, yeah, we're not trading him. And you want to make sure that you kind of get that out in the public. We're going to start this year, whatever it looks like, and by trade deadline, he's on the market. It could be as simple as that, and they could take it from there. Could this also just be there are not a lot of teams, which I don't know if I fully believe this. I think if you want to make a trade, you can. There are not a lot of teams that want the Mike Trout at this stage with those years, that money, where he is health-wise. How much does that play into
That's what
the
I just
equation?
Said. Nobody wants him.
Yeah, but nobody wants him. If the Angels said, look, we're going to pay for some of that salary, that's going to change.
If you give him to me at 20 cents on the dollar, sure, I'll take it because he's still a good player. But that's the whole problem. It's number one, he doesn't want to go. And number two is you want me to pay full price for a guy that's playing 80 games a year? That's making $37 million or whatever the number is for 7 more years. His game totals have gone from 140 to 120 to 80 to 80 to 80. It's just they're falling off of a cliff. I'm not paying full price for that. No. The only team dumb enough to do that is the team he's on.
Yeah,
that's it.
Maybe they'll restructure his contract and pay it themselves.
Extend him. Why not give him a 10-year extension?
Is he still? And you said you got a good pulse for Angel fans out there. Is he still box office down there?
Not like he was, because he's been there a long enough time. You've gotten to see it.
That's my point, is that there also, I think, comes a time in his career where it's like, don't you need that, let me revitalize this for a quick second?
I'll say this.
In a different
city.
I'm
giving the most favorable interpretation of Mike Trout's desire to go somewhere else, it's, I want to finish where I started. That's important to me. I want to see this through. I've made a commitment to them. They've made a financial commitment to me. I want to stay here and see what it is. Okay, fine. I don't buy it, but whatever. I think the other part that you can't quite overestimate is he greatly values his anonymity and being able to not be the center of attention.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen
time.
In Philly or New York
or with the Dodgers or with the Giants or with the Cubs or with any. Look, you go to
team that's actually trying to win.
No, you go to one of those teams. Cares. They're gonna be coming at you a lot, and some of it good, some of it not good. But and I don't think that that's something that he desires. Like I think there's a lot of people that, hey, I want to be in that big fishbowl. I want to go play for the Yankees. I want to go play for the Cubs or the Dodgers and see what it's like to be the center of attention every single day. I don't think he's got that gear. That's neither good nor bad. I just don't think he has that in him. And this is what you get. You get a team that's been terrible for a decade.
He could potentially not have the ability to get out of his lease, too.
Perhaps that's what it is.
Talked about that with Shohei.
2 backup quarterbacks in Monday Night Football last night, and that's why the Rams may miss the playoff by a hair. That's coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
The black and gold are heading to the MLS Cup Final again.
That's it, it's over. LAFC are going back to the MLS Cup Final. They are the Western Conference champions.
The reigning MLS Cup champs LAFC will defend their title as the run for the repeat just got real. It's LAFC versus Columbus Crew in the 2023 MLS Cup Final. Coverage starts Saturday at noon on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets? Yes. We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the 5th row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
Pitching Tuesday on Travis and Sliwa. Tournament Central Day. By the way, just in the other room.
Yeah.
Did you see that footwork? I boxed Slee out.
And
then I posted
position.
up. You had no answer for my footwork.
Well, because I had no idea what was going on. All right. First off, he's boxing out for a rebound. Next thing I know, he's dribbling the ball.
Oh, he's backing you down.
Yeah. So I was like, which one? Am I on offense or defense?
You never know.
He threw me off.
You never know.
That's what I do.
Get a little in-season tournament of that tonight. Get a little Vandal. Some of these guys, they're grabbing rebounds. What are you looking over there?
There's pickleball on ESPN, and it's being played in San Clemente.
ESPN
I'm
too.
trying to figure out where that is. I don't know where that is. But apparently it's the San Clemente Open or something. I don't know.
It's huge.
They used our video from...
we were pretty good. You know how I know?
That's why you won an award.
Well, hold on.
We got our asses handed to us.
We did.
By Travis and Sliwa.
We did. See? We haven't played that one in a while. That's the hole that Ireland made in the wall when he threw your trophy, Slee.
Yeah, he didn't like our trophy.
I do. I have it prominently displayed in my house, much like the Lakers in-season tournament trophy that they're going to have. I have it right next to my main.
Well, first they have to win tonight against the Suns, the quarterfinal. Coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. The Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off. Tip-off at 7 o'clock from Crypto.com. You'll hear it all here on 7:10 a.m. and in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. That's what's on tap, presented by our friends at Michelob Ultra. Ultra, 96 calories, 2.5 carbs. I think I had that reversed. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories.
Yep.
It's only worth it if you enjoy it, Slee.
All right, because I don't think he's going to believe you. You said that the Rams might not make the playoffs for something.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good job, Slee.
The Rams?
Getting back to the tease.
You ready? The Rams are going to make the playoffs.
Because it was a good tease. I was listening in the other room. I went, wow, Travis did a good tease for her. Well, Emily must have written that one.
You know he has that.
Evan Cohen would have done a better tease.
You know,
yeah, do you hear him tease?
Yeah,
I was
hear
waiting for
myself
him
these
to say,
days.
Emily wrote that for you, right? Like she literally, you read that, correct? It's on the screen. All right, tell us. Tell us why they're
Well, now I'm confused.
potentially not going to make the playoffs.
I don't want to get it wrong.
Do you want?
Here's what it is. The Rams lost a game, one game this season where they literally had no chance before it even started.
Packers.
In Green Bay against the Packers when Brett Rippon played. They've gotten blown out, like Cowboys killed them, right? They've lost games. But the Packer game, the Packers were playing terrible at the time. Jordan Love was lost. The Rams, they had no chance of ever winning that game.
It was one of the worst football games I've ever watched.
Because Brett Rippon was their quarterback. It was so bad that literally a couple of days later, they cut Brett Rippon and they signed Carson Wentz. They looked at it and said, okay, this doesn't work at all. Part of the problem is that Stetson Bennett screwed the whole thing up by not being ready to go this season. That's part of it. But you look at the 7 years that Sean McVay's been here, they haven't paid any attention to the backup quarterback position, right? They've had guys like Sean Mannion and Blake Bortles and John Wolford and Bryce Perkins, and now you've got the guy we were just talking about. I'm blanking on his name, Rippon, right? You've got Rippon. They finally went and got Baker Mayfield last year. As bad as the Rams were last year, they went 2-3 with Baker Mayfield. They were in games with Baker Mayfield. If Carson Wentz had to play this weekend, do I love the Rams' chances? No, but do they have a chance? Yeah, he's an
better
NFL
chance
quarterback.
than what you had.
Look at what's happening around the league. The Vikings are dead in the water because they don't have a real quarterback. The Jets were dead in week 1 because they don't have a competent backup quarterback. I know there's not a million good ones out there, but look at what Indianapolis has been able to do. Because they got Gardner Minshew, who's NFL average, to back up Richardson, he goes down for the season. They're still in a playoff fight. They're still right there. The Rams might miss the playoffs by one game, and one game is how many Brett Rippon played. That's what's happening at that position. Look around the league. Daniel Jones out, Kenny Pickett out, Anthony Richardson out, Aaron Rodgers out, Deshaun Watson out, Joe Burrow out.
Yeah.
And if you have somebody that can come in and just kind of sort of do it, you still have a chance. The Rams didn't that.
So where does it start, right, Slee?
Well, I was going to say, doesn't that just say more to the Rams? No, look, if Stafford's not healthy, then we're not playing for anything. Right, that if you only have so many
this season, sure, but not for a week or two.
If you only have so many resources, and if Matthew Stafford is not available, basically your season it's done. When they were 3-6, we thought their season was done. We were even having conversations of when do you start saying there's still too much time left, but when do you start saying, okay, that injury is nagging for a little bit longer. Let's wait on that. Go try to get a better draft pick, whatever the case is. I think there just isn't enough good backup quarterbacks in the league.
Think about the two guys that we've seen added to teams in just the last few weeks. Joe Flacco got added to the Browns. He showed up after a week's worth of practice.
It's not sustainable.
You're not going to go win the season. But Joe Flacco was NFL competent on Sunday. Carson Wentz, if he has to go into a game, will be NFL competent.
Can I pause you on the Flacco? Weren't you guys making fun of Joe Flacco coming back and he's going to play? This guy's not going to do anything.
He came in and played well, and they did
I
not
thought he
lose
did too.
that game.
And I wasn't expecting it.
I wasn't expecting it either. But my point is, they're out there. There aren't no guys. The next best guy can't be Brett Rippon.
So which team is going to be the first team to say, okay, we're not going to pay? And it's ironic. Remember, Joe Flacco was the first $100 million quarterback after he won the Super Bowl. And from there, it's just skyrocketed. What team is going to say, you know what, Brock Purdy, you can stay here with a championship team so we can keep it together and win multiple Super Bowls, but we're not giving you $250 million. So that's it. You can go somewhere else. If you're Brock Purdy, do you go somewhere else and get $250 million, or do you stay with a championship team and say, I'll take less? Is anybody ever taking less anymore?
Not if somebody else is still offering full freight.
Right.
How did Brady do it? Brady would do what?
He would open the books and put money back in. But he wanted to keep winning.
And he was always going to get made whole on the back end.
Of course.
Yeah.
And he had a supermodel wife who had a lot of money.
Made more money than he did.
Yeah,
but even if they have the money, they're still going, like, giving discounts doesn't happen
You don't
very
have
often.
to have one guy. Look, Matthew Stafford or Mahomes or any of these guys, the guys that are at the top of it, they're going to make their $40 or $50 million a year. That's just the price of a starting quarterback, a good one in the league. But what I don't understand is why you're going to have a guy like that who, to your point, with Matthew Stafford, the Rams have a chance to win every game. They're not going to, but they got a shot because he's good enough to do it. With Rippon, you had no chance.
Shot.
With Bryce Perkins, you had no chance. With John Wolford, virtually no chance. So you can't tell me that a Wentz, who obviously will work cheap, they were able to bring him in, a Flacco who comes in, a Matt Ryan, just some of these guys that, are they good anymore? Probably not, but they're better than that. And just to get through a week or two could they have beat Green Bay with Joe Flacco at quarterback when they played him a few months ago? Maybe. We'll never know because Brett Rippon was out there. And that's the game that could keep him out.
Yeah. No, at that point, I think it's tough. I see what you're saying. I can't imagine the Rams even thought. Do you think the Rams thought they'd be 6-6 at this point?
No.
I don't think so either. And not to justify not going out there and having your I's dotted and your T's crossed, because I certainly think that's important. I think it just I think these last 3 weeks has been we wouldn't be having this conversation.
But why not do it?
We wouldn't be having this conversation. I'm going to use the Seahawks as an example. Geno Smith went down. The game was over. Maybe for the Seahawks, because they're a team that you thought maybe could be in the mix in the division, it makes more sense to have a better backup.
To adding Carson Wentz in the preseason. What's the downside?
No, there isn't.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about,
go find a backup that you're paying X amount of dollars for.
There's no downside. If it were expensive, then it's a different conversation. These guys aren't expensive. They're available kind of to whoever wants them. You see these guys, I don't want to open up this can of worms, but Colin Kaepernick could probably walk in there and make some plays for you that Brett Rippon could never make. There are guys out there that can make these plays better than last night. C.J. Beathard comes in, no chance of making something happen. None. Drew Lock and Seahawks, no chance of making that happen. These guys aren't making big money.
Here's the good thing, and I don't think it's going to come down to the Green Bay game. I don't, because I think they had opportunities against Pittsburgh. They had opportunities trying to think, what was the other game? Oh, Cincinnati is one of the games that they lost. They had other opportunities, I thought, earlier in the year, so I don't know how fair it is to say, it's just going to come down to that Packers game.
It's entirely fair. They had Matthew Stafford in all those other games. They had a chance. The only game where they had no shot.
Yep.
They could play that game 100 times.
But there's games within that 17-game schedule you could have won, you should have won, and you didn't.
Sure, but that's every team in the league.
It is every team in the league. But I'm saying that if we just stop at the Packers and say they're not making the playoffs, or that you go 3-2 the rest of the way, you make the playoffs. That they're
maybe.
And
that's the trouble.
They're going to need a little bit of help, but your point is not wrong. What I'm saying is they still have something in front of them.
They do.
That is there is a path for them to get there. What I'm getting at
is if they go 3-2, which is probably the most likely outcome, right? Lose to Baltimore and San Francisco, win their other three, Washington,
and they could easily
New Orleans,
lose one of those other three,
and the Giants. They could, but they might not.
Should win.
They go 3-2, you finish 9-8, and you lose the tiebreaker to the blanking
Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. It's the only game he didn't play, and again, I want to put this back out there again. Stetson Bennett being as big of a disaster as it was has a lot to do with this. But once you realize that Bennett was unavailable to you, you
got to go to plan B.
You got to go to plan B, and Brett Rippon can't be your plan B. Not when there were better options out there.
Maybe they thought they had addressed it, but like you said, once you know Stetson wasn't going to be there, it's like, all right,
look, Sean McVay knows more about this than I do, but I would imagine there wasn't a ton of stuff in practice that you're looking at Brett Rippon saying, okay, that's going to be good. Because the second they were done with the game, they got rid of him. It wasn't like they said, hey, let's put him back in the practice squad. It's a bad game. Run it back again.
The line was bad.
Because even with Wolford, they gave him a couple of games. It's like, okay, that doesn't work. Then they went to Perkins. They didn't get rid of Wolford the next day. They finally said, we got to go get Mayfield.
I think, look, the scenario that you built out is you don't make the playoffs.
3-2 with Mayfield.
But the scenario that you built out is they don't make the playoffs and it comes down to a tiebreaker versus the Packers. Then literally the game of the Packers is the difference. But I do think we talked a little bit about this yesterday. Go see Minnesota's schedule and look at the Rams' schedule of what they got remaining. I'm not telling you it's entirely in their hands because it's not. Because if you go look at the standings, it's not entirely in their hands. But I think when the dust settles, if they go 3-2, they should get one of those final wild card spots.
I'm looking it up right now. The Packers, I think, have like Tampa, the Carolina Panthers.
Detroit's in one of them, right?
No.
Oh, no, Minnesota
plays Detroit twice.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
But Minnesota and Green Bay have a game, I believe.
That they play, let's see here, the Giants, who are dreadful, the Bucks, who are pretty darn bad, the Panthers, who are dreadful, at the Vikings, and then the Bears. They got 5 games left. They should win 4 of them, even if they lose to the Vikings. The Vikings, on the other hand, have 5 games that are entirely losable, right? It's almost the exact opposite image of that. Here's what they have in their last 5 games. At the Raiders. Raiders aren't good, but the Raiders can beat somebody. They can certainly beat a team that's playing a third-string quarterback.
Sure.
You've got the Bengals, who we looked last night. They just beat a really good team,
on the
and
road.
That's in Cincinnati. Lions twice, both home and away, and the Packers. They could go 0-5. They won't, but they could. The Packers aren't going 0-5. That's absolutely the team, and you got to make sure that Seattle doesn't run you down from behind.
And you got to make sure that you take care of your business in those 3 games.
Ooh, this is interesting. The Dodgers met with Shohei at Dodger Stadium a couple of days ago, according to Dave Roberts. That's next. It's Trav and Slee, 710 ESPN. See what I can do with this one, Slee. It's the Christmas trees. Get real and keep it real this holiday season by buying real Christmas trees. Did you know that buying real Christmas trees helps save the American Christmas tree farming industry? For every 10 Christmas trees planted, an acre of land is saved, and so are American farmers' jobs. Plus, buying real Christmas trees helps keep real holiday memories alive while helping the environment. Buy real Christmas trees this holiday season at Lowe's or wherever Christmas trees are sold. Get more information online at getrealkeepitreal.com.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets? Yes. We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the 5th row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free! Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
The black and gold are heading to the MLS Cup Final again.
That's it, it's over. LAFC are going back to the MLS Cup Final. They are the Western Conference champions.
The reigning MLS Cup champs LAFC will defend their title as the run for the repeat just got real. It's LAFC versus Columbus Crew in the 2023 MLS Cup Final. Coverage starts Saturday at noon on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
In a live Imaging Tuesday on Travis and Sliwa. So you really want to get dump truck tomorrow by Cappy? Because Cappy will be here during the day.
Is that what you're doing?
I have nothing to do with this. I saw you guys doing your little.
No, that was boxing them
well,
out.
No, that wasn't even. That
Did
was...
we not put quarters in the jukebox for any rejoin music?
No, I guess not. We had a misunderstanding here.
We'll go dry.
All right.
Well, it's almost like drills over here. That's what we're in the middle of.
I don't even know what this is.
It's Bad Bunny.
Oh, Christmas music?
Okay, do you want to play Christmas music now?
Oh, I don't know.
Bad Bunny. Do you not know who Bad Bunny is?
I do, but I didn't know if this was like a Christmas. I thought I heard some sleigh bells in the background.
No.
I'm just in the Christmas spirit, Jack.
There's a Christmas theme to it. It's very important.
I'm confused. So what you did to him over there is not the dump truck?
No, that was posting up.
Yeah, that was boxing out. It was just like a drill that we run.
We were running basketball drills.
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't
Do you want to see dump
running
truck?
I thought
up
you
and
guys
down
would do
the
like
hallway.
the three-man weave coming down the hallway. You always go behind the guy. Always go behind the guy.
What was it? Suicides? You got to go free throw line, baseline, 3-point line, baseline.
I ran a lot.
And what's so funny, we also did the same drills in water polo, but you're just swimming. So you do a 3-man weave with the water
Really?
polo. Yep. And then you had to cross over someone's legs, and then you also do a
Okay.
suicide.
Do you always go
in
behind?
water
Just a
polo.
like in
quick question.
basketball?
Yeah,
Quick
and
question.
you swim move them like you do with the defensive men.
What's the pool that you use most often? Where is it?
Where I go to Culver City.
Okay. Trav, myself, and Chris go to Culver City and get in this pool, and you say, guys, go ahead and do a weave. How long would it take us to all go from one side of the pool? I'm assuming you go there and back. Is that how that is?
Yeah, you go there back, or you have
Yeah.
a
Is it
ball.
25 meters or 50?
Well, when you play water polo, it's 25 meters.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
30
good in the pool,
minutes?
Slee. I'm good in the
Yeah,
pool.
It's going to take
He
us
played
30
water polo.
minutes.
I had to. We had to stay in shape, and it was very depressing.
That's impressive because I don't know
I
how
didn't
you
say I was
are
good
in
at it.
water. I'm basically drowning.
No,
was
I'm
the
good
last-
at water. It's just the endurance part is obviously not there right now.
Well, like you swim to work out, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you swim to work.
No, that's so hard because to swim at pace to where you're getting a workout is virtually impossible.
Ireland
for
used
me.
to swim, I know, back in the day. He used to
It's
play hoops and swim.
Incredibly. I couldn't
So
swim
difficult.
hard for more than 30 seconds before I needed to stop and
Yeah,
tread
but you
water.
it's endurance. You build it.
Yeah, but you can't breathe.
Okay, there's this movie
Well,
right now.
You can't breathe when you're running if you're out
Yes,
of shape.
you can. You can. You're not. If your face isn't under the water.
Well, you
you
learn
turn
how to
your
turn your
head.
head.
I understand all of these
You don't
things,
drown.
but
Travis
your
goes
face also
deeper.
goes back down under the water
Yeah.
after each
You
stroke.
blow bubbles out of your
Yeah.
nose so it doesn't come in.
No
so
way.
There's a movie out right now on Netflix called Nyad. It's about Diane Nyad.
Jodie Foster.
Yeah, with Jodie Foster in it, and Annette Bedding plays Diana Nyad, and it's about her. She would swim for like 72 hours straight. That's insane. That's absolutely insane to me. And I found out that she used to swim at the Culver City
How
pool.
long could you
Really? Wow.
swim at pace?
How long?
Yeah.
Most of the time I had to stop because like I had to fix my cap or my goggles. But if all my equipment was working fine, I could probably do an hour.
Without at like pace?
That's awesome.
I could.
That's
she doesn't.
crazy
She's
to me.
swimming at like.
No,
60,
I'm not saying like but just you, a good workout, your heart's banging pretty good. You could
I
swim
could
for an
swim
hour.
an hour. Yeah.
That's I don't even know what to do with that information.
I could tread water for 45 minutes if I wanted to.
I think I could do that for
Yeah.
literally hours.
Yeah.
Tread water?
Yes.
Hell no.
No.
Yes.
That's not.
Yes.
That's not hard.
Bro,
that's not easy.
It's super easy.
No, it's not at
Okay,
all.
tread water with your hands out of the water. That's
Yeah.
that's
Oh
also
no,
different.
that's different.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, you put me
With
in a
a
pool,
weight on your ankle?
No, just put me in a pool that's 10 foot deep and put me in there. I could sit there and stay without having to go to the bottom
Yeah, but
for hours.
But she meant without your hands.
Oh no, that's
Like,
impossible.
Oh, no.
Even with your hands, you're not getting tired?
No,
Yeah, I'm
because
drowning
I basically
45
float.
seconds.
You basically what?
I basically float. There's certain elements to my physique that are buoyant.
I'm
Work
still
to your
puzzled by
advantage.
the breathing part. That you don't know how to breathe when you.
I know how to do it, but for instance, if
Because
I'm-
as our old friend used to say, you just got to breathe, dog.
yeah.
Just breathe.
Do you
If I'm
hold
going
your
for a
breath
run-
even when you're above water?
No, if I'm going for a run,
Exactly right. Breathe.
right? If you're swimming, it's
Not
one
through-
or two
you shouldn't do it
strokes,
through your mouth,
Then
though.
you go, to the side. You
should breathe
take a
through your
breath,
nose.
a few more strokes. You take a side to the breath. You have to. You can't take a breath whenever you want. You have to wait till that next arm comes over
Yeah.
to get the proper
Yeah, I already
breathing
passed out.
technique.
I did that the other day.
Or you could swim like water polo. Your head's out of the water.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
that
gotta,
seems
you gotta
hard,
be able to
too.
see. My one coach always got mad at me because I would turn my head because that's how you swim is you turn your head to breathe. I would turn my head and he would get really mad at me. But you had to keep your head still and your body move.
That seems impossible.
How am I scuba certified?
I don't know.
That literally shows you how easy those can get passed around. Same thing to go sign up for Costco. You can probably get scuba certified.
I'd probably do it at Costco, right? They got a little tank in the back. They melt down some ice.
I got a
drop
tank
it
I
in
don't
the
even know
back.
what to do.
Anyway, I did the walk the other day with hostage tape on, so I couldn't breathe through my mouth. It was really a great exercise. But I had to stop just to kind of like reset my brain, because what happens when you put the hostage tape on early when
Can
you're
you
starting
explain hostage tape?
Well, so it's tape that you buy. They're a big advertiser on social media to tape your mouth while you sleep.
It prevents snoring, right?
Prevents snoring, but it's also healthier for you. Mouth breathing. I mean, Joe Rogan goes deep into the whole mouth breathing thing. For me, I snore. Obviously, I'm heavier. I wasn't working out, and I have a bit of a issue with one of my nostrils, so I create noise. But this is helping tremendously, and it's a better sleep. But if you really want to get good at training to breathe through your nose, they recommend taping while working out. Now, obviously, don't do it if you're going to die. But so your brain a lot of times tells you you're out of breath because you're not used to it.
Yep.
So sometimes I'll stop and just kind of reset.
Like the guy who did the national anthem at the Rams game, he played the saxophone and he held out the note for like forever. He was breathing out of his nose. Like he's not just holding his breath and pushing out. He's breathing out of his nose. I had to learn that when I was playing instruments as well, to learn how to breathe with your nose more. Yeah.
See?
When you're taking your walks, how aggressive of a pace are you? Are you strolling or are you like moving?
I will stroll sometimes because I'm like listening to a podcast or I'm looking at my phone at an email, and then I'll kind of look at my pace on my watch and go, oh, I'm way behind. So then I'll speed up. I got a really good one with Cappy last week. I'm hoping for another good one with Cappy tomorrow morning because he'll push pace.
Are you sweated up by the time you're done?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's good exercise.
Cappy
with Lindsay sometimes because Chewy will get going, so we'll push pace. I like to push pace, Sliwa. You like to push pace?
You're a pace pusher.
I'm a pace pusher.
yeah, you're a pace pusher.
That's the same thing I do with bits.
Right.
You have, as JT the Brick says,
yeah.
you have to match my
That's
intensity.
Right. Yep.
You got to sound off like you got a pair.
You got to be a pace pusher.
Yeah, I'm a pace pusher.
Didn't Cap do an Ironman?
He did.
That's crazy.
Okay, what is that in the water?
3 miles.
Look,
it's 3, 3,
and
right?
That's
it's
a
a
lot.
3 mile swim. It's 100 and some odd mile bike ride.
And it's a marathon.
And then a marathon, 26.2 miles.
Oh, yeah, I guess 3 mile bike ride wouldn't be very good.
Yeah.
Bro, think of
3
now,
miles
3,
in the water, though?
That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
As crazy and absurd a marathon is on its own, as crazy and absurd as you said 100 miles on the bike.
I think it's 125.
Okay. Insane. 3 miles in the water?
That's by far the hardest part.
Typically for when I work out and I swim, I do about 2,000 yards. And that's like in 50 minutes I do 2,000, or 45 minutes I do 2,000 yards. But I break it up. I do like 100 here, 50 there. Do kind of different stuff to get my heart rate up so I'm not at the same thing. Anyway, that is a little bit over a mile. To do that would be almost 3 hours of work for me at a high pace.
And then go run
really
a marathon.
Hard. Yeah, that's insane.
And then get on a bike.
Those Ironmans are typically swam in the ocean, too.
And then go bike to San Diego.
Right. Right.
That's why you can't shake Cappy. You can make fun of him all you want. He's not going to break.
3 mile
Iron
ocean
Man,
swim?
That's crazy.
I'm assuming we're going with the current, and not that, I mean, that sounds impossible. I'd rather ride 500 miles on a bike than swim 1 mile in the ocean.
With you.
Sounds impossible to do. Dave Roberts met with Shohei Ohtani, according to Dave Roberts, at Dodger Stadium a couple of days ago, and said it went well. We know that teams are meeting with Shohei and his team. We read the article about it. You know, everybody had to get together through the secret entrances at CAA and all these things to get an audience with him. Fine, whatever. This is the first like manager / executive / team personnel that say, "Oh yeah, we met and it went well." That he said something, I think is interesting. I don't know if it means something good, bad, or nothing, but no one is saying, hey, we met with Shohei today and it went great and we're very excited. This is the first little kernel of information we've gotten.
So maybe I'm wrong here, but wasn't there a time that everyone was asking, wasn't one of the reports that Shohei doesn't want any publicity about this? He doesn't want to know who he's meeting with or whatever. And I'm sure some of the stuff gets out, but for the most part, every person that you feel like has a pulse around baseball,
that's the thing, Slee,
nobody has any information.
Yeah.
So I look at this. I look at this one of two ways. Number one, okay, well, I thought Shohei didn't want to. I didn't know Shohei wanted people to know that was going on or that was going down. So Dave Roberts saying that, you could look at it one of two ways. One way you could look at it as, okay, maybe Dave knows something that we don't know, that it wasn't at a CAA it says at Dodger Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't everybody's coming to meet with me in this one location and I got next meeting and next meeting and next meeting. I don't really know what to make of it, but it's really been really difficult to know what to make of anything that Shohei's doing.
Shohei also met at the Blue Jays facility, spring training facility. So it's like it's not crazy out of thing because the Blue Jays thing also came out yesterday.
I want to know if they're moving him in and out of the stadium in Taylor Swift's little popcorn cart.
Yep, the janitor closet.
The janitor's closet. Yeah. That's what it is. Like because you never. When was the last time you saw a picture of him coming or going anywhere?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Right. He's going in the Dodger dog mobile or whatever it is.
Can I give you my theory on this?
Please.
You know how everybody was asking for Dave Roberts' head and Chris smashed the bobblehead and the whole thing happened? Remember you did that, Chris?
I think there's still pieces in here. I'm not kidding.
So what if the Dodgers are keeping Roberts just for that reason? I mean, he is of Japanese descent, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they're meeting now and they're saying something about it, as opposed to before when they was like, "Hey, we can't talk about that right now," but now they're saying something.
Like,
I think
get
Ohtani's
Shohei in, and then once it's signed, sealed, and delivered, you blow Roberts out.
No. I'm saying that's the only reason why they're keeping him. That's why
to facilitate getting him here in the first place.
That's it. That's my little theory.
I mean, I wouldn't put anything past anybody when it comes if whatever the little teeny tiny thing, Slee, that you think may give you an advantage, if it's that you think your manager is going to give you the best shot to do it, if you think that changing the manager would give you the best shot to do it, if you think painting the wall a certain color of green may give you a better advantage, then you do it. So, yeah, I mean, that's certainly possible. It's going to come down to his choice, full stop, because whether it's Toronto, the Dodgers, the Angels, the Braves, any of the teams that we've talked about, they're all going to offer him all the money. They're all going to offer him all the perks. It's just a matter of where he wants to go play. Who does he want to be teammates with? What city does he want to live in? How does he want to live his life? It's not going to be, hey, that's a slightly better economic offer for him. They're all going to be virtually identical, I feel, or very, very close. And let's say the Blue Jays offered, 5% more than the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. And he wants to be with the Dodgers. He's either going to go to the Dodgers anyway or go to the Dodgers and say, I need 5% more. And they'll go, cool.
Yeah, you and I were talking about this before the show started. The only way I really genuinely see him deciding I'm going to go play for a different market, a different team, it's just got to be an absurd number. Because how else – what's the downside? And I'm going to say this again. The Dodgers have been as good as they have been over the last 10 years. They've also been incredibly, incredibly disappointing in the playoffs. Those come together. You can have a great regular season, and you could also be very disappointing in the postseason, as they have. But there aren't too many arguments to go against the Dodgers if you're Shohei Ohtani. Money, cool, they got that. A farm system, players, it's not all on your shoulders. Just be one of the guys, be one of the greatest in the league, but you could do it here. Location, economics, all that stuff's there. Some of these other teams, their best pitch might be, whatever they're offering you, we're going to offer you 10% more, 20% more, something like that, because I don't really know how you go against that. And if that ends up being the only surprise to me at this point is if he's not a Dodger. That's me personally. I would be surprised if the dust doesn't settle that way.
I hear you, and I get where you're coming from. The only thing that would make me go, well, you got to be kidding me, is if he went back to the Angels. Anything else, I'm like, yeah, okay, we kind of heard about this. The Dodgers, I think, are the most likely.
Yeah.
But the one that would make me think, are you kidding me, would be if he went back to Anaheim. That's the one that would blow me away. Heisman finalists are in, and they have a connecting factor. That's next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
The 12. The black and gold are heading to the MLS Cup Final again.
That's it. It's over. LAFC are going back to the MLS Cup Final. They are the Western Conference champions.
The reigning MLS Cup champs LAFC will defend their title as the run for the repeat just got real. It's LAFC versus Columbus Crew in the 2023 MLS Cup Final. Coverage starts Saturday at noon on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the fifth row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
All right, caller number 7 is on the line for our 12 days of 710. We've got Daniel Rodriguez in Anaheim. Daniel, how you feeling today?
I'm doing great, man. Great. Thank you so much.
All right, Daniel, are you ready to pick your holiday box for the 710 studio winner? Are you ready here?
Definitely. Let's go with Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea's box.
Here we go.
The Travis Box.
The Travis Box.
Here we go. Let's see what's inside the box. Congratulations. You win a pair of tickets to the LA Bowl, hosted by Gronk at SoFi Stadium on December 16th. Don't miss the action when UCLA battles Boise State. Suites and tickets are available now. Come early and visit the Fan Fest. Visit LABowlGame.com for more information on tickets and game day activities. Plus, you get a gift card from our friends at Islands. That's what's in the box, Jack.
All right, there you go. You get LA Bowl tickets and an Islands gift card, Daniel. How does it feel?
Great, man. Thank you so much.
You got it.
Congratulations,
Daniel,
brother.
real quick, let me ask you a question. What
Thank you,
station
thank you.
takes care of you during the season of winning?
710, no doubt.
The 12 days of 710.
The 12 days of 710. It's the season of winning on 710.
Maybe Daniel will invite me, and we can go get some Islands and go watch UCLA score 4 points in the Holiday Bowl or the LA Bowl.
A lot of seats.
That was good, right? That was tight the way. I mean, you stumbled on the one line. You saw my face. You're supposed to say in the studio, but it was good. Well, this is like the old days. We have to take up the intensity, Trav. This ain't Sandy.
What's up, Jorge?
He's sitting next to me. He's like, shake. Go. I was like,
This ain't medium market San Diego. This is Los Angeles.
You come at San Diego.
Well, what? You and Cappy could go back there and
How
tell
to
me.
bring on my neck again.
You dare.
Slee and Cappy. Cappy and Slee. Oh, he'll never let your name go first if you two had a show. He'd want it to be the Cappy Show, ... with Alan Slee.
Featuring Alan Sliwa.
Featuring.
That's all right. He's a vet in the game there.
That was a good job, though. Congratulations to Daniel.
Gracias.
Thank you. That reminded me of the old days.
A little bit.
Like carts flying everywhere.
There's a lot of stuff going
Oh,
on.
I love it, don't I?
I saw you do one of these at one point.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
You got to join him. December 16th. Join him.
LA Bowl, hosted by Gronk.
That's the day I'm walking black gold, though. I don't know if I have the energy afterwards.
Live stream the entire walk.
Not the entire walk, but I will do updates.
Okay, wait. How you said it's like 6-7 miles?
It's probably
like that?
6. I bet it's 6.
Probably.
It's at least 5.
Do it, bro.
No, I'm
and
going
a
to.
lot of elevation change.
On the back. The elevation on the back is tough.
That walk from, let me think, your 8 tee to 8 green, that's all the way down, all the way back up. That's a long one.
That's a long one. Now, is it the
down the hill to green 1, up the hill to T2?
By the way, if you need
got
clubs,
some walking.
I have clubs.
I still have clubs in the back of my car. if you guys
Does
need
it count, though, if the bag is just on the cart with Tommy
Sure it counts.
and I just walk?
100% it counts.
So I don't need a pull cart.
I would a pull cart's easier for you, quite frankly,
Why?
because it doesn't take any energy. You got your
Once
have
you
to
just
walk
take the
back and
cart.
forth from the cart
No.
to your
go all in
to the clubs.
Yeah, but the way Black Gold works is the cart is very much always on, a lot of times, especially on the back, on the path.
That's what I'm saying. That's why a trolley would be a better option.
Oh, okay.
That because you're going to spend time walking back from your ball to the cart.
That's
to
a
the
good point.
Where if you have the trolley, you can go wherever you want with your
Bring
clubs.
that Home Depot, when you put like got that like dolly that comes with you, just bring that with you.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Take it. Put it on your back.
Go bag on back?
Yeah.
Like I'm hiking?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, you don't want to have to carry.
No, I'm not going to carry.
No,
You're all
carrying
in.
is a
Come
game
on,
changer.
No, I'm not all in. I'm not all the way in there yet.
December 16th.
It's going to be a day to remember.
See, if you take the trolley, you can hang a cooler off the back of the trolley. You got a little pouch on the trolley. You can do all of those sorts
And
of things.
owner Sam Pines is doing it with me. This was the challenge. He challenged.
Oh, for you to walk it with
For
him?
me to walk it with him.
Sam could walk it on his hands.
Listen, Sam.
Well, he's a man who's in shape.
Sam, by the time it's done, he's just going to be like, okay, so that's his appetizer. You know how you talk about the hot
That's
dogs
right.
and appetizer? That's basically
Then there's
Sam.
going to be an
and
ambulance
then,
waiting for
Sam,
me.
and then Sam is going to go for a workout after that.
Sam will be done, and Chris will be on the third tee.
That's not nice.
Sam's pretty fit.
He is.
Yeah.
People don't realize what's underneath. When he wears like a polo shirt or a T-shirt, you see those guns? He's got guns.
He's as
I mean, do you know what's
fit
underneath?
as possible.
What?
So do you know what's underneath?
Well, the guns when he plays golf.
Oh, okay.
Easy now.
When he
That's the owner.
orders food, it's like negative calories by the time he's done.
He is a man that does not like carbohydrates.
He's like, I'll take a broccoli, and I brought my own olive oil. The man is healthy.
No, very healthy.
Very healthy.
I like carbohydrates. They're my best friends.
Some of life's great joys.
It's
Yes.
true. No.
Potatoes, bread.
That
is
should
true.
be your only drop. I like carbohydrates.
You do.
It's true.
Potatoes, bread, chips, you name it.
Yeah, that's a form of
Tortillas.
potatoes.
Yeah, whatever you want.
The
Whatever
greatest
you want.
things in life,
Beer.
from a food
Beer,
perspective,
pan
are
dulce.
carbohydrates. There's no way around that.
Pasta.
I could miss.
There's
you
no
could
way
miss me
around
with
that.
The rest of
Yeah.
it.
Miss you with
I
what?
love
Well, if you
pasta.
actually get real pasta,
Oh no, it's good.
then you're fine. Like
What
you
do you
can
mean?
eat like real pasta will not put the weight on you or the bloat.
What's real pasta?
like
Like
cold pasta, like where
It's
you
still
buy.
made with flour and
It is,
eggs.
but it's not the chemicals. The
But
chemicals
the
that
real,
we put in
like
pasta.
Olive Garden.
No. Like if you buy, like for instance, if you go in the deli section, I mean, it's better to get it from a real deli, a real Italian deli. But you know what I'm saying?
the refrigerated
The
stuff.
refrigerator, or if you make it from scratch, it's still a
Do
carbohydrate.
you make your own from scratch?
My uncle does. It's still for the holidays. It's still a carbohydrate, but it's not the chemicals that we put in our pasta here.
Like, I mean, I make from scratch my bagels.
Right.
It's not like they're without calories.
No, but they're better than buying bagels from the store.
Pretty
They're
good,
healthier
though,
for
Em.
you.
Yeah.
That Asiago one you brought in here
It's
was
still pretty
fire.
dense, but I'm trying to work on
Maybe
that.
if you
Travis is dense.
that if you mush them a little bit, I don't know the proper baking term. Like,
think
do
it's
you
the
just make them in a ball when you put them in the oven?
So what you do is you put it. You knead. So I knead for about 20 minutes on the dough together, and then you let it proof for another 2 hours.
Sure.
And then I cut it, and then I form a ball, and then I poke a hole in the middle for the bagel.
What if you mushed them when you poke the hole?
What do you mean mush it?
Like instead of more round,
Well, it's not
they're
a
more
bagel; it's like
flat.
a piece of bread.
But that's gonna make it more dense.
Will it?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe
The
more
less
baking
dense
soda, I
would
don't
be
know.
that it rises.
I don't bake.
You
It's
said
the one thing I
you said
I
it.
don't bake.
You said it wasn't salty, right?
I was perfect for me.
She kept throwing that caution out like it's going to be salty.
I did not get too much salt. Not at all.
Should run a restaurant.
Well, I
little bagel
reduced my
shop.
salt to my last batch, and they were much better. So.
Well, maybe I
But
can't.
that batch
I
is for
can't compare
Emily.
because you didn't bring the second batch in.
No.
I know. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? The dump coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
CSLB 10.
Official AC Heat and Plumbing Company associate.
The black and gold are heading to the MLS Cup Final again.
That's it, it's over. LAFC are going back to the MLS Cup Final. They are the Western Conference champions.
The reigning MLS Cup champs LAFC will defend their title as the run for the repeat just got real. It's LAFC versus Columbus Crew in the 2023 MLS Cup Final. Coverage starts Saturday at noon on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by BBGO.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the fifth row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
On to today. Yes, it's time for the dump.
In-season quarterfinals tonight at Crypto.com. I almost got it right. I had the Staples thing.
Still
trip me
people
up.
say
Lakers
Staples all the time.
and Suns. Yellow court. Very exciting.
Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Bron James, Anthony Davis. You got some true star power too.
What's the line?
Frank
Do we know?
Vogel.
Frank Vogel.
Yeah, revenge game for Frank Vogel.
I don't know what the line is. I'll see if I can find it. What do you think it is?
Lakers by 4.
Okay, I was going to go probably even a little less.
I don't know NBA lines. I'm not very good. Football lines I got a fighting chance on, but basketball I have no idea.
It's Lakers minus 1.5. This is from ESPN Bet.
Pick them. There you go. Close enough, right?
Yeah.
1.5. That's virtually nothing. You're fired up for it. I'm happy that it's working for people. I really am. It's not working for me, but it's not like this is the dumbest. I don't feel about the in-season tournament the way I feel about the way that lady spelled Taysom. You know what I mean? Like I'm
your
okay
passion
with this.
towards that was like a
It's
passion I've never
absurd.
seen.
What if I spelled Allen with a question mark in the middle of it? What's the damn difference?
Or ALLYN.
Same difference. A.-7 question mark, exclamation point, ampersand, Sliwa.
That's Elon Musk's son.
Right. It's like we've just given up on all of this stuff. I don't feel about the in-season tournament the way I feel about
how
that.
do you feel about Kesha?
That's good.
Stop.
Tick tock on the clock. Come on. Dinosaur? You love that? My dad loves the song Dinosaur. You must feel like that was a personal offense to you, though. The song Dinosaur.
It's just letters have meanings. The order in which they are presented have meanings. And I understand that our brains can process it and make it right in our brain.
Right.
But I like to follow.
But there's Ty Dolla $ign.
That doesn't help either.
Do you know?
But his name is. He goes by the
dollar sign, right?
Yeah.
Do you know? You could tell that this has clicked for you more than anybody else, right? Like it's triggered you more.
It's been bothering me for 30
Finally,
years.
we found a trigger for Travis. There's so many triggers for me.
This is not a new one for me.
Skinny jeans, I didn't know that was added today.
This has bothered me
Male
for
skinny jeans.
30 years.
Yeah.
It's insane. You can't just make up how you want to spell things. They have an order. Anyway.
Next thing you'll see it on a jersey, Travis.
Yeah,
you know,
probably.
But here's something that's cool. So the 2024 NHL draft will be officially held at the Sphere in Las Vegas. So imagine these kids walking up in the Sphere and getting their drafted.
That's going to be the location for a lot of
of things,
right? Yep. Whether it's concerts, whether it's drafts, whether it's award shows, whatever it might be. But I was looking at some videos of the Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Okay.
And Las Vegas obviously has a very identifiable skyline, right? The Sphere is the thing that just pops out more than anything else.
Think about that. You're able to, of all the different things in Las Vegas that we're accustomed to.
Yep.
Of all the different things, there's just whatever. Back in the days, whatever it was, Luxor, Excalibur, and obviously just Flamingo. Like think of over the years,
the
like
Stardust.
This.
What are you doing, Chris?
Oh Jesus!
Why are you Lysoling in the middle of the segment? Yeah, well, you couldn't have waited.
No.
Why right now?
We're like a real radio station with Lysol.
Well, he might be excited. I think that's the thing.
You don't get excited by good Lysol?
When we got
Did you guys wipe down my desk after you guys used it for DeAndre yesterday?
You used it?
No, you guys used it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you Lysol it?
No, I'm asking, did you?
Well, there were no crumbs. We made sure. I did wipe down because there were
was
crumbs.
no food.
Okay.
There was donut crumbs because Sedano brought in donuts.
Ooh, from where?
You're like Homer Simpson.
Just curious. Duncan, Winchell's?
No, someone's shop next to his house.
Voodoo? Those are the really fancy ones.
We can ask Michael here about the in-season tournament. We'll get Michael's opinion on it. By the way, today's the anniversary. Klay Thompson.
This is bananas.
Scores 60 points in a win over the Pacers while playing just 29 minutes and using 11 dribbles. What the hell does that mean?
What's the part of that is the goofiest to you? Because to me, I know 11 dribbles is just crazy to think about. It's the 29 minutes, right? You put up 60 points. You're getting 2 points every minute. You're getting a point every 30 seconds. It's just crazy. There he is.
There he is.
Today, you may or may not know this. It was today in 2016, December 5, 2016, where Klay had 60 in 29 minutes.
Yeah, Klay's put some. He reached some milestones that I felt he was shortchanged. When he got 60 and not 29, he should have played some of the third to try to get to 70.
Sure.
I know the game was out of hand. It was a blowout, so that's why Steve Kerr didn't play him in the third quarter. He didn't play the fourth quarter at all when he had 60. A lot of people have scored 60 points in this business, but the Beats, I think only 8 or 9 guys.
70 is a very short list.
Yeah, very short. So he had a chance to get on that list. And then when he had 14.
Don't even say it. Yeah, because this is the thing that I respect about Michael so much. His son has accomplished some unbelievable things. And the one that he's about to say, it just kind of shows you it's different level, okay? Mm-hmm. Michael's about to talk about the game where Klay, who holds the all-time three-pointers made in one game at 14. And anytime it's an anniversary or it's brought up, you know the first thing that he says? Think about one of the first things he says.
Should have had 20.
Left a few on the table. That's the first thing he says is they left a few on the table. That 14, you said should have been like 17 or 18.
17 or 18.
Well, that's a twofer, Michael. That's both a dad talking there and a former NBA player who's like, yeah, that's one he should have made there.
Yeah, he made about 4 he should have made when he's in a roll. And they were force feeding him, trying to keep him going.
Yeah,
and he missed them. And they thought, oh my goodness, how could you miss those? But anyway, that's because you do miss.
That's right.
But
that's what I love about it.
He didn't play the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
he could have got 18, and I think if he'd have reached 18 to 19 threes, I think that would have stood forever like Wilt's 100.
I want to take his 4 championships.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. 18 or 19 threes.
Yeah. Put the 4 titles aside. You can't pick those. What's the most impressive thing you've seen him do in the NBA? Not win titles excluded.
That's a great question. Nobody's ever asked me that before. But
It's like an individual.
Just the thing that you're like, wow.
The thing I like about Clay mostly, besides all the records he's set and milestones he's reached and the 4 rings and the 2 gold medals, what I like about him mostly is how he learned from Kobe and the greats to respect the game and to appreciate the game and to want to play every game and compete. He learned how to compete watching Kobe growing up. And he took Kobe's advice. Now, I used to tell him that too, but it means more.
It's different. If it comes from your dad, you dismiss it.
Yeah, coming from your father, oh, you're supposed to say that, blah, blah, blah. It's like Charlie Brown's teacher talking to him. Yeah, exactly. But to see that he took the advice of Kobe Bryant and Clyde Drexler, that's what I'm so proud of.
I have the answer to the question you just asked Michael that he didn't answer. Okay, what was the most impressive thing Clay ever did?
Other than the 4.
Okay, so I've known Michael for 20 years. He is the greatest at talking about any subject. Like if I say to Michael, give me 3 minutes on gravel, he'll just go and give you 3 minutes on gravel. He's like the best. When Michael had the 37-point quarter, which is still a record.
Yep.
And it was that wasn't part of this 60-point game, right?
No,
that was a different game.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he had 37-point quarter, Michael was speechless. He was sitting there in the back of the plane, watching on his phone. And I kept turning around. I go, this is unbelievable. Like, you didn't know what to say.
Yeah,
it was the most incredible 20 minutes I've ever seen in a basketball game.
No, 9.5 minutes.
Well, but I mean, how long it took,
Right.
to
But
watch.
but John,
and so Michael's sitting in the back of the plane watching on his phone.
Yeah.
Mouth agape.
And right. And like, it's the only time in my entire friendship with Michael I've ever seen him speechless.
Well,
John,
40, though.
John, so I'm going to go. Well, this is what I was just going to say. The one where he
40,
says.
40 is a nice round number.
When he says.
One more 3.
Yeah, one more 3.
When he says with the 3-pointers that, oh, no, he could have got to 18. Or when he says with the 60, yeah, but he didn't play in the third. And this is the first time I've ever heard him say something about the 37. He should have got the 40, but I don't even think you really believe that. 37, you're right. That's the one where it's like, I mean, Clay wouldn't. He was getting the ball. Remember that corner shot from the 3?
No
Didn't even
dribbles.
look at the basket.
He wasn't even dribbling.
Didn't even look at the basket and is taking threes and the reaction from
guys,
everybody.
if you want to know why the Warriors are such an elite group, go back on YouTube and watch that 37-point quarter and watch
feed him?
Steph. Steph is so excited for Clay that he can't wait to get him the ball. He's like, and Clay will shoot, and Steph will start running the other way with his hands up in the air. Like, they were so legitimately happy for him, for Clay, that he was making all those shots, that they were just running plays. Clay was running off of screens, and nobody else was going to shoot. It was awesome.
Have you guys ever seen any? I mean, you guys have covered a million great players, some of the best who have ever done it, but just seen a straight-out heater like that ever
I did.
before?
Kevin Love, Clay's buddy from Lake Oswego, and his childhood buddy who he grew up with, had a chance to share the record with Clay. He had 34 points in one quarter for the Cavaliers when he was the Cavs 5 or 6 years ago. It was about 15 seconds left. The Cavs had the ball one last possession in the quarter to shoot it. Kyrie came down and took a 3. Didn't pass over to Love. Love was wide open, waiting for a 3. So Love could have tied Clay's 37.
That might be my new favorite Kyrie story.
Yeah.
You couldn't come up with a false story that would describe Kyrie Irving more than that.
No,
that is the most quintessential Kyrie Irving story I've ever heard.
Except
in
having said that, Michael believes, I'll let you explain why, that Kyrie is the best one-on-one player maybe ever.
Oh, yeah.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah. Yeah, the way he handles the ball, the way he can change
left
directions,
and right,
left
same.
and right, finish, shoot over big guys, score from distance, score at every level. The moves. Clay said he's the toughest guy he has to guard.
That's why he didn't pass it to Love.
Yeah, maybe he still have so much confidence. And you laugh at me when I say he should have had 40. Do you realize in that quarter? But here's the thing, Travis. In that quarter, when Clay had 37, he didn't take his first shot until 9.5 minutes were left in the quarter. So if he'd have shot the first 2 minutes, maybe he could have got the 40.
It wasn't hot yet.
Yeah,
he
right.
needed to heat
Okay,
up a little
one
bit.
quick question. Now you're saying that he should have played in that fourth quarter. You guys were both covering the Kobe game where he was 61 against Dallas, 61 to 60.
And a blowout.
If they play him, like let's take those scenarios, or even the game against the Bulls where he's at 14, maybe get to 17 or 18. I'd like to see him playing because it's something that's so unique. But the other team, like, what do you do with that?
I heard Phil Jackson ask Kobe if he wanted to go in the fourth. He goes,
Which is the most baller thing I've ever heard. He's like, no, I'm good.
I'll get it another night. And then he did. He had an 81-point night like a year later.
You asked, how do you feel if you're the opposition when you see a guy just torching you?
Aren't opposing
Do something
teams,
about it. Stop him.
But
Stop
opposing...
me. Oh, you're hurting my feelings. Don't score on me. What is that?
I don't disagree with you, but that's what happens with opposing teams.
Yeah.
They're going to get, you're
in.
disrespecting us,
Right,
you're this, you're that.
Come on.
I don't think they can really do anything about that.
So
now when a guy's going for a milestone for a record, I can understand if I'm the opposition, this guy's got 70, he's got a chance to get 80, and they're up by 40. Let him go for it.
We'll see
it's
this
history.
happen occasionally in some other sports. Baseball's kind of probably best known for this.
Yeah, don't steal a base when you're up 10-0.
Well, no, not that exactly. But, like, for instance, towards the end of the season, if two teams are kind of out of the race, you will see they'll do like we're going to have a guy play a different position every inning. He's going to play all nine positions in one game, and the game's meaningless, so it doesn't really matter. I have a question for you guys that I want to get the answer to on the other side, but let's right now do a little Supercross talk.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Mason and Ireland to join Travis and Sliwa?
Super Crosstalk begins. Super Crosstalk presented by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Woo, 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 woo. All right, so here's the question. The game is meaningless, so you're not messing with the integrity of standings, seedings, anything like that. The two teams are either both in and locked into the position, or they're both out and it doesn't matter at all. You obviously don't tell the opposition, but if you just said one night, let's see how many player X can get, and you got a guy that can fill it like a Kyrie Irving, like
Devin
Kevin
Booker.
Durant,
Devin
a Booker,
Yep.
one of these guys, and said, guys, tonight we want to see if we can get Devin Booker 85 points or whatever it is. Could you make a run at Kobe's 81? Could you get close to Wilt's 100 if you just went for it?
This scenario you're describing has happened. There's only 6 players in NBA history who have had a 70-plus point game. Do you know who they are?
Wilt,
Kobe, Shaq.
Shaq doesn't have one.
Shaq's
career high was
David
61.
David
Robinson.
David Robinson.
Elgin.
It's like David Roberts. There's
no.
Who was Dr.
David
Duncan's
Thompson.
son? David Thompson.
And then one more. Then it is the one I'm going to tell you.
Tell me.
Donovan.
No, happened against the Knicks in New York.
Oh,
I don't know.
Devin Booker.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Had a
Boston.
70.
Boston.
Boston.
Yeah,
that's right. Boston.
That's right.
71-point game. And it was at the end of the season when the Suns were out of it, and it didn't mean anything, and he just shot every time he got the ball.
And they were getting blown out, which was what unique about that one.
Right, and he just kept shooting and kept shooting, and his coach said, go for it, and he scored 71 points. So, I mean, there's your answer.
Okay, so 71 when you're going for it. 81 when there's like a competitive game afoot, if you want, or Wilt's 100 when you're actually in the midst of a competitive game like that. I don't think doesn't make any sense.
Nobody will ever approach 100, but 81 could be a threat. I mean, Donovan Mitchell had 71 last year, I believe.
Oh, so then he's on the list.
Yeah,
now.
you're right.
There's
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
So it's possible at 81. Once you get to 80, you still got another 20 to go, and now you might be running out of time. It might be 6 minutes to go.
So many things have to factor.
Well, and
your way.
one of the things has to be a really stubborn coach, and that's what happened in Kobe's 81-point game. No, Sam Mitchell was coaching Toronto, and Mason and I have interviewed Jalen Rose, Mike James, Mo Peterson, all these guys that were on the court, and they said every time they went back to the huddle, they said, Coach, let's double and triple team him. Yeah. Let's get the ball out of his hands. And Sam said, nope. And he kept changing the defender.
Why? Make him beat us.
Yeah, he goes, we're going to.
He is.
Right.
He literally did.
He is. He will.
And so you need a stubborn coach like Mike. We asked Mike James, I said, why didn't you guys just run 3 guys at him? Mm-hmm. And he said, we tried to talk the coach into doing it, and then we just ignored the coach and tried to do it, and he took us out. He said he just wanted one guy to guard him.
That scenario almost helped Kobe because they were also down in that game. Weren't they down
they're
10
down
or
15?
It was a competitive
game. So
game.
it was one of the few times where a player's doing what he's doing and the game was still on the line.
And you can legitimately leave
I'm
him
leaving him in.
incredibly.
Yeah.
How long have you guys done your show together?
Since 67.
Yep. Yep, 67.
No, the first year we ever did a show was 1994.
All right, so we're talking
30 years.
Closing in on 30 years.
Yeah,
exactly.
There were some breakups along the way, but for the most part, off and on 30 years.
Part, yeah.
Do Slee and I need to bank 30 years before we can get a producer to do our promos?
Yes. Yes,
Is
you
that
do.
the golden?
Oh,
is that
are you talking about the
threshold?
looky promos?
Yes.
Okay, so we're trying to get some more info here because
Yes.
Greg was in here earlier.
Yeah.
Right.
Morales was in here as well.
Yes.
And they were, I don't know if they were angling towards you guys are not crazy about him doing the promos or you guys love it. But we said, if you have some interest in the promos are all yours, and I think she's going to do
You guys
ours.
just punt?
Here
later
is the origin of this.
Okay.
Mason and I cut lookies every day for like a year, and we never heard them. They were never on the air. There were proofs, which are things that happened on the show, but the lookies never ran. So we just said, we're not doing them anymore. You guys never run them. And Bergman said, well, let me check. Maybe they're supposed to be running them. And I think Bergman realized, they're not running them, so I'll do one so they have it.
Right, but
they most of the time,
but ultimately,
I hear
Bergman is doing
they're
our
running
lookies for us.
Right, which
We're
I love.
hearing Bergman lookies.
Yeah, I love that.
Here's the problem with lookies. So let's see. Tomorrow we're going to talk about
Lakers and
I
the
don't
Sun.
know.
I don't know
Lakers
what we're going to
and
talk
Sun.
about until I wake up in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, who knows what we're going to talk about till we
And
get
Bergman hates guests, so we can't promote guests.
Well, isn't the best promo for the show, I'll use as an example, when you were doing the What's in Mayonnaise, I think it was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
milk. There's milk in mayonnaise.
Okay, so
it's a fact.
So that
both white.
promo was something that was happening during the show, which was organic and hilarious.
Yes.
Isn't that the best promo for your show tomorrow?
You're making the argument that we've made the whole time. We think lookies are stupid. We don't want to. We don't want to run them.
Say cortisone 10 or whatever that
yeah,
was.
I asked Mason, does he think there's milk in white paint? Which apparently he does. I
a
think
small amount of milk.
And I said, what about cortisone 10? Is there milk? Mason goes, yes, because it's white.
It's
glue.
dairy.
Yeah, anything that's white. Elmer's glue.
Glue also
white.
dairy. That's
White out.
Yeah, white out. White out's got milk in it.
Exactly. Glass of
so
white out.
so I'll throw this out because Trav mentioned it a little bit earlier. You guys know Trav hated the pitch clock, right? You guys remember that?
Oh yeah, right.
Okay.
Anyway, he's the only person that would put more time
the
on the
pitch clock needs to have more time. on it.
Right. He hated that. In-season tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys were watching yesterday. I don't know if it's changed your view at all. I was skeptical before it started. Trav's got good points. Hey, what are they really playing for at the end of the day? Do you guys feel any different today about the in-season tournament than you did before it originally started?
I'd say it's kind of delivered on just like a cool little wrinkle early in the season when people may not be completely locked in. So I would say, yeah, I kind of like it.
Could be Lakers Bucks in the finals too,
Sure.
if that means anything. But
I just said to Michael in the hallway, I can't believe we get to do this game tonight. Imagine this. Somebody comes up to you and goes, hey, there's two teams playing down at the Drew League on Tuesday night. And on one team is LeBron and AD, and on the other team is Durant and Devin Booker. And they're playing for $500,000 each. Michael and I would go to that game for fun. And now they're going to do it at Crypto in front of a live crowd, and we get to call it. I think this tournament has been a massive success. I texted Trudell last night and said, all right, you got me. Because Trudell's been saying
he's
from
a
the
big
beginning.
proponent.
Were you a skeptic at the
Because
beginning?
he's a
Yeah, I
soccer
was.
guy, so he kind of gets
he's a big proponent.
Yeah.
And so I said to him, I go, this feels like a playoff game. Those fans in Indiana were going crazy last night. And then Halliburton threw in that three, and the roof came off, And so I don't know who's going to win tonight, but I'm really glad I get to be there.
Michael, I see you shaking your head.
Talk to us,
Michael.
Oh, Michael.
Talk to
more
us,
in
Michael.
Michael's
Let's
camp.
go.
Like I like that the players are playing hard. I get why $500,000 is exciting. I don't care even if you're LeBron James. That's a lot of dough. But as a basketball fan or as a Laker fan, I don't get any of that stuff. I get to watch a good game, but if I was watching Kevin Durant and Devin Booker play LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I'm excited to see that anyway.
But what about the cool court?
Right, that's what I mean. Like the stakes of it all. I'm glad that people are into it. I don't hate it. I just don't get it.
It's fine. It's not going to change the world. Michael, you think it's not even fine.
I mean, $500,000. I don't blame. If I was a player, I'd be extremely excited and
Sure.
into it too. But as a fan, they should have put some stipulations on this.
Like?
Playoff spot for the winner, play-in spot for the runner-up.
Yeah,
And
I
then
actually like that.
Then the fans would be really invested in and say, "Oh my goodness, the Indiana Pacers, if they get there, we're guaranteed a 6th seed,
That's
no matter
what
what."
That's what he's kind of leaned towards.
Yeah.
Is there's something
That should be
missing
it for the
in
fans.
this.
There
That
needs
would
to be
mean something.
stakes for the fans.
For the fans,
there
right.
needs to be stakes for that. If we win this thing, let's say it's the 6th seed, like you're
Or
talking
6
about.
for the winner,
Right.
10 for the
You're
runner-up.
guaranteed the 6. If you finish higher than that, you
Yeah,
get it. We
that's
go
fine.
from there.
Right.
That now I can maybe rest some guys. Now I have a little bit of
No,
an
because you still want to try to get to the 4th, 3rd, or 2nd
but
seed.
let's say you're not going to fall out. You're going to get the 6th. That's where you're going to land. So you don't need to worry about that. But now I can manage minutes over the last couple of weeks
No,
of the
because
season.
Travis, you're still trying to get to the 1 seed or the 2 seed. You're
But
not
no,
going
I'm
to
not
settle
gonna-
for 6.
I'm not going to get there. What if I'm in the 5th spot and or whatever
Well, you
it is?
won't know that
Doesn't
until
make
late
a big
April
difference.
or until early April. You wouldn't know that until then. Until you're mathematically eliminated from the 5th or 4th or
Travis, will
3rd spot.
anything make you happy? Pitch clock, tournament. I mean, are you just
Nothing, man.
you just
What if
mad
Ohtani
about
signs with the
everything?
Dodgers? Would you get excited then?
That will
Are
make
you
me
just
happy
mad
about
at the
that.
world
Very
today?
No, I'm actually in a pretty good mood
Are
today.
you?
Yeah.
Do you like call reviews from umpires and referees?
No.
Me either.
But if we're going to do them, can we just make it easy? Here,
30 seconds?
Yes.
Tennis. Tennis has the freaking.
But you can't
like
do
that.
tennis in basketball or baseball. Some of them you could, but if we don't know the answer in 20 seconds,
Right.
whatever the call is,
Yes.
we're moving on.
Yeah. So do I.
That's
I say
not
just
super
call
hard
on
to
the
fix.
floor. Let's go. Let's roll.
Yes. Why
That's
can't
not
they
hard to
figure it
do.
out? Yeah.
And maybe last 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay, sure.
I get last 2 minutes,
Sure.
but the middle of the game and replays. I honestly, like you said,
If you can't tell right away,
then go.
instantaneously
Yeah,
which
then go.
way it's supposed to go. So just go.
NBA takes the longest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
by
and,
far, NBA
and
takes
by the way,
longest.
and unfortunately for the NBA, it's always in the last couple of minutes of the game. It's like just when you're
Stops
building
the
up ahead of
momentum.
steam and you got momentum.
Did you guys watch Monday Night Football last night?
Yes.
So there was a review right near the end of the game about whether Jamar Chase was in or out of bounds,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
The game stopped for 7 or 8
Yeah,
minutes.
no, that was a
It was an
ridiculously
eternity.
long review.
And all of a sudden,
I forget, was he out? I think he was out, right?
he was in, but he didn't
But then
reach
he
the line to
stepped out.
gain.
Yeah.
They moved the ball up about 1.5 yards or whatever. It made a difference. I think they got it right, but it should never take
By the way,
8
thank
minutes.
God we split. We split this week, Ireland, in the survivor pool. It was a 4-way split, and
Oh, so for the second year in a row, somebody we won fishing the money. It was you
Oh, you
last
had
year,
it.
Trav.
Jack won.
Won.
Nice.
Can you believe how anal he is about this?
No, I don't want. That's private.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Ireland owes me $1
Oh, I do.
Yeah, what
What
for?
for?
because I told him
I owe 2 people at Staples
because
$1.
we were arguing about who's going to get into the Final Four, and I said, "Oh, Alabama will be." And he went, "No, they're not." I said,
I
"No,
go,
it's
Florida
Nick-
State's undefeated. There's no way they're
it's
going to
Nick
kick an
Saban.
undefeated
See,
team
I
and
was
not
saying-
put him in.
I was telling Al all last week. I said they will absolutely leave Florida State out. if
They
it
did.
breaks a
because of
certain
Nick
way.
Saban, right? And the power of Nick Saban.
I thought Georgia. I didn't know Georgia. I know we did this a little
Nah,
bit.
they
yesterday.
don't
I didn't
deserve
know
to be in.
Georgia was playing for their lives to get in.
Yeah, they don't deserve.
Georgia
they lost.
did.
They lost.
Yeah, Ohio State played for their life to get in.
Yeah.
Georgia played for their
You
lives to
can't
get in.
lose and still get in.
Did
Come on.
the numbers for the
Yeah,
SEC
if you're Florida State, you
championship
can't
game?
win and still get
lost,
in.
Alabama lost a game. Texas
That was
lost
early,
a game.
though, early in the season.
I
They
know,
don't lose
but,
early.
But they
Never-
lost too.
Never forget. First and foremost, this is a television product,
Mm-hmm.
and Alabama-Georgia game, the SEC championship game, drew a bonkers
course it
number.
did.
They were not going to leave the SEC out of this tournament. There's
Right.
just
That's what I told Ireland.
no chance.
By the way, Ireland, in your world, Florida State would be the 4 and Alabama would be out.
Correct.
No SEC team.
Correct.
Well, Florida State.
I would
is,
take Texas
Florida
out.
State's a south.
You can't
Southeast
take
conference-
Alabama over
Southeast,
Texas.
regional game.
I think you have to have
Not
an
in that
SEC
league.
team in.
Wait a minute. You would
Yeah.
take Alabama over Texas, even though they
Texas
each
beat-
have one loss, and
and
Texas
Texas
beat
beat
them at
Alabama.
Alabama?
I don't think you can have a Final Four without an SEC team in.
But
there,
I'm
period.
get back to you would take Alabama. Who are you kicking out?
So if I would have kept
Florida State.
in.
If you're
Florida State in. Who goes
you
out?
can't take. You said you'd kick Texas out. You can't take Alabama and not take Texas.
That's right.
And if you kick out Texas,
Yeah, I don't think
they
there's a
already
win.
beat
I don't
Alabama.
think I don't think there's a scenario where anyone can
Texas
sit
and
say it
Alabama
makes sense.
were either both out or both in.
Yes, correct.
Disagree.
They were going to come in as.
I say
candidate.
Texas and Florida State in, Alabama out, but they didn't do it.
No chance in hell they keep the
Could
SEC
you imagine
out.
a college football playoff without an SEC
They would
team?
No, you can't.
Oh my God,
Never. It will never happen.
Oh my,
in-
Paul,
now, next year
Paul
it's different. obviously.
Feinbaum's head would explode.
Who's playing
and
who?
I'd
What's
pay
the
to see
matchups?
it.
Alabama's
plays
playing
Alabama
Michigan
in the Rose Bowl.
and Washington is playing
Texas.
Wow. And where's the Washington game at?
One's in the
Sugar
Rose
Bowl.
Bowl and one's in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Are you going? You always go to the Rose Bowl. You going this year?
It's a very good question, John.
You know, you could sell your tickets to Michigan people for a lot of money. I got a lot of Michigan
I think
friends
I know
who are
what
looking.
the problem is.
The problem, the tickets are super expensive.
Are they?
Right.
They are super expensive.
Oh, I thought you had a hookup.
Are they anything like? Is it
It's-
like last year at SoFi? Because those were like.
I don't
in
know
the
what we can talk
thousands.
about.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Okay.
It's not in the thousands, but it's very expensive. I have a family of 5. Bobby's girlfriend Sarah always comes with us, so I have to buy 6 of these. It is a
Is it
huge
500?
So you're
to get
looking
in?
at like minimum $3,000 to
It's-
get the 6.
It's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Do you go to the parade?
No.
No,
Florida
I think
State.
parades
I grew
are
up in Arcadia.
stupid.
I saw the parade once.
Parades
That's enough.
are
Never need
stupid.
to
Who
do
cares
it.
about? I'm
That's
sure they're
a
out there
Travis thing.
sticking roses on floats. Right? It's good for you.
Hey,
the guy
I just
that's
got
supposed to hate
I just got a
parades.
text from our buddy Jay Moore,
Hey, Jay.
who has
Hey,
a
Jay.
good point. He said, if you lose at home, you should be out. Alabama lost at home.
To a team that only lost one game, though, to a really good team.
Right, Florida State didn't lose at all.
And if you're Florida
They
State,
only
they
played
play
one
Georgia?
good team.
Florida State, did they play Georgia?
Do they play Georgia?
No.
Oh, yeah, no. Florida State
Yeah,
does
they
play
do have
Georgia.
Georgia.
In the Orange
Oh,
Bowl.
in the
But you
bowl
know
game,
what?
yes.
If I was a Florida State player, I don't know if I can get up for that game when you know you should be.
Well, you
playing
know
for a
Georgia's
championship.
not going to get up for it.
Yeah,
I know,
that's
so
the
I-
problem,
What's
too.
the point?
That's the
what
problem.
bowl are they in?
By the way, if Florida State beats Georgia and Alabama
Alamo?
wins the Final Four, somebody smarter than me should set up a Florida State-Alabama game after the title game.
Sure.
Because
Who wouldn't watch that?
Right.
Yeah.
It's basically next year's expanded playoffs.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to go.
I like the chaos of it all. It's the only sport where it's a beauty contest and there are no right or wrong answers. It's gonna be just like everything else next year. I like it.
You think any blowouts will happen like happened last year with TCU? In any of the
I
in
don't
the two
know
games?
I don't know if there's a blowout in this. Nobody is more than a 6.5 point favorite.
So
in
no
this.
60 to
Georgia
5
was
games.
so much better than everybody else
Really?
last year.
Yeah,
Well, last year,
Alabama's 3.5 over
Michigan. That line's moving like crazy, by the way.
And
Which way?
Washington
Towards Alabama.
Washington is the longest shot in the field. They're
Yeah.
6.5 point underdogs
they
to
don't win-
whoever comes
they
out
don't
of the
win
1-4.
They don't win pretty. But they keep winning.
Yeah, defense is the same issue.
Super Crosstalks brought to you by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out, that's what a hamburger's all about.